Hello everyone. I was a bit worried that I had a black screen for longer than I'd like to. Welcome to another stream. We're going to continue the Haas save. My apologies for the last few days that I've been gone. Probably gave a couple of you a scare. Apologies for that. I've had the flu. Nose is still a bit stuffy. Maybe if I my voice, I don't think it's that bad. Pocanaldo, I'm first. Congratulations. But yeah, we're going to continue where we left off, and hopefully we're going to try and power through the save this week. Get the second season finished. So let's head over to the next race. Austria. Let's see if we can get another one too during this session. I might need to give myself a bit of a reminder on the rules, check the pieces once we finish this race, but otherwise we should be good. I'm feeling a lot better already, Pocanaldo. I honestly thought I had like eaten something I shouldn't have, but the day after I figured out, oh, it's another case of the flu. Thank you, Andrew. Very nice to see you. Hope we don't mash any chassis there because we might be in trouble. Yeah. Let's get the car set up for practice. And we'll fly through it. I'm going to be lazy and just not use that 2% piece. And use them to 0. It's actually not a problem. But we already have taken penalties. So we do have some spare parts that we can use. Could be due to the change of climate. Well, we have had a very sunny Easter compared to basically just non-stop snow for the last couple of months. So yeah, it could be. But it is basically flu season now. There's a lot of kids 2 to the 6, so that probably has something to do with it. I did remember Drogovic in Oro Jack. I don't know if he has arrived or is here. But yeah, Drogovic has been remembered today. I'm very sorry, Altonio. I have remembered to mute my Discord. I assume that's you. I see it pop up on my Discord here. Yeah, I assume that is you that is testing me. So I think I've remembered most things. I've also had a look at the repackager. Looks like we can do a lot of fun stuff, but most of it is going to be kind of manual. So maybe at certain points in seasons, maybe at basically we decide this in advance, we roll a dice, and maybe we have some negative or positive random events that we set up ourselves, and then roll a dice for the outcome. But yeah, I'll do a little bit more experimentation with that, the save game repackager that is, and we'll see if we can do some pretty fun stuff. It'll make it a little easier at least to test like certain stats and stuff like that. So we shall see how we use that. Get any upgrades? I don't think we have any upgrades for this race, but that is a good shout. I should probably check. Jazzy, we're running the best one. Front wing same. Same rear wing. Because I'm pretty sure I set this up last time before we left, just so I wouldn't do that. But yeah, it looks like we have everything. Underfloor, 2nd edition is out. Same for side pods. So we have suspension, rear wing, front wing, and chassis left this season. And after that, it's basically just maximizing cooling and, well, that's it, virtually. But yeah, looks good from that. Looks good from a parts perspective. Brake stability, cornering, do it like this, see if that maybe improves a little bit. But what did Magnussen do? Why is he so low? Oh, he went bad on the rear wing angle. Do it like so. Gonna have to fix the other thing. So, try this. Might be a little bit more extreme, but I think it should be okay. Yeah, feeling good. Looking forward to this. 10th in practice. Not really what we were hoping for. Hit that 100% though. The Magnussen should have an okay race, even though he will lose point due to not doing all 3 practices, but it's definitely acceptable. Hello, Edster. Thank you. I'm feeling a lot better, honestly. The next 3 races are basically the most boring races. Yeah. Austria can be fun if you have rain, but it can also just be a pit stop simulator. So I didn't even check the forecast, which also is a bad habit of mine. But if it's rain, it could be a bit interesting. If not, it's gonna probably be portion a bit boring. This gearbox should be fine for this race, honestly. ERS probably would be fine too, but we'll just change it to be safe. And I think we are ready for quali. Gonna be sunny, you remember?
Radio check.
It's actually been sunny.
Yeah, loading clear.
Sunny outside today too, so that is great. And with how the globe keeps on tilting, we actually have very early sunrises, late sunsets. Sunset at 9 PM last night. That was pretty chill. Hey, Milo Miami. Red races. The thing is, if you have the forecast, then 100% wet races isn't really that bad. But like even 90% makes them into sometimes just a crapshoot, unfortunately. But they can be fun. A bit hard to overtake. And if you have a dominating car, it's very easy to, you know, just straight up win. Yeah, we really need to get Geos breaking up here. Magnus a potential front or second line starter, and then we have Geo. Yes, that's just inside top 10, which is unfortunate. You had 2 days of school from bad weather. I think whoever's doing the forecast for your area probably are the same people doing the forecast in this game at 60% then. Because they'll predict like typhoon weather and then it's barely intermediates. Pretty good first quali. Might need to use the second set of soft state for Geo already in Q2. But Magnussen should be okay.
Radio check.
Let's
Yeah, radio
see.
check.
Then Geo out a little bit closer than usual. He's really wobbly. But we'll see if he actually gets any tow here from Magnussen. Miami got stuck by installed cars? Yeah. It's actually the only time I'd actually say using the driving clear in air thing is probably on your outlap or from going to dry to wets, because this will usually allow you to easier get by cars. But you can also use this to like manually force drivers to overtake at certain parts of the track. I haven't done this much myself, but I think I'll start using driving clean air on the outlaps on the wets probably. Yeah, let's speed this along. Geo still 4/10 behind Magnussen, and I think Magnussen is safe into Q3 here, so we'll just get Geo onto a fresh set of soft here in case he needs to do another run. Hello BKK, hope you're doing good. Currently still doing practice in Austria. I think Leclerc did that lap on fresh softs, maybe? Maybe not. Okay, that's insanity. There's 300s between first and 7,000s between first and third. That's pretty well matched. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Probably just a case of the flu. Do we think Norris, Rick, Russell will probably improve? Battle Gasly? I think we send Gio out just to be safe, honestly. Although we might not need to here. More of a safety thing. Hello, Shahid. I'm from Norway. Let's see here. Geo would have been safe, so wasted a set of softs. Didn't really improve much either. Used to driving clean air since he tried with Bottas and he fell back. Yeah, that's kind of the risk you're taking though. If you micromanage it well, you can really pick through fields, from what I've seen. But it can also backfire, yeah, if you're unfortunate.
Ready check, Kevin.
Radio is good.
See here. Adding a formation lap? It would make it more interesting if you had more control over, you know, tire warm-up. For sure. So, Geo is 3/10 here on the same tires. So Magnussen get held up by a 10th, most likely, which coincides with the lap times here. But again, I think we are running way more used tires than the opposition. So we probably held them up too, to some degree. So yeah. Yeah, it would be fun if they had, like, more things for the next game. Okay, so intervals is also kind of interesting. Giovinazzi, we are going to send you out. I'm going to just use these tires, give him 2 fresh for the race. I think it's worth it. And for Magnussen, since we have 3 sets, we can just give him a complete fresh set. Yeah, having things like actually being worried about tire warm-up to add depth would be nice. And also the banning of tire blankets, which is supposed to happen, have that as like a directive change. Generally just the more directive changes that might have an effect on, say, the engines. If they're going to stick with the current engine concept, have directive changes that actually change the engines based on, honestly, just dice rolls would be good. But that would be kind of, you had to have limited changes then, so one engine does become absolutely garbage. But it would make the game more interesting if we just had a bit more bigger changes than what we used to so far. I was looking a couple of days ago. I didn't find any like news on the game, unfortunately. Like the next edition, Theo had a bad coolie here. Probably should have given it a little bit better tires. Then he probably would have been 2, maybe even 3 places up the field. That is my bad. No, I haven't seen anything yet, so that is also worrisome in its own right, honestly. But it could also mean that they have rebuilt some of their systems and they aren't ready to be shown yet. So we'll see. It is still like about 4.5 months out. So they're 2/3 on the way there in terms of development cycle. Okay, Austria. Long pit lane, 27 seconds. Decent chance of safety car. Medium and hard. Hello, Senna. Soft tires here. Again, degradation isn't really an issue. Can get out front. Would probably be a lot quicker than the cars around. Yeah, August is a long way run. Fuel 77 laps. It is plenty of time, yeah. It's just a shame that they didn't match the development cycle to release it for like a couple of weeks before. You know, the season starts. If they release it, say, during what's it called? Testing? That would probably help a bit on the sales. Then again, it's middle of winter. One stops is basically what we can expect from the AI. Medium to hard, hard to medium, or hard to soft. You're no longer an optimist, just waiting for a delay. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if there is a delay, but I would honestly be kind of optimistic if there were, because that could potentially make a better game. But again, due to degradation being basically non-existent in terms of lap time, as long as the tires stay alive, they will be doing their job. So the pit lane is long, that is the problem, so we might actually just have to do what the AI will most likely do, a medium to hard. Hard to soft could also work. 50 laps on the hard, degradation of 0 to 200s. It wouldn't actually be that much, but it's just if we can stay with the cars in front. TFX back for the current game? Yeah. That would actually be good. Let's try an experiment here and see if we can put up something better. Say we start on the soft and go medium. Could not really work. Let's say if we go 20 laps on the softs. Would be a bit slower in terms of the strategy here. The problem will be that when we pit here, if we have enough of a gap, that we'd be able to come ahead of the cars in front. That is the issue. This is theoretically quicker. Well, it's not theoretically quicker, it's actually a second slower. But again, it's one of the strategies I think is fun. And starting on the softs is probably not the best idea. We could probably start on the mediums to gain that gap to the cars in front. But honestly, if we want to get that gap, we're gonna need the soft tires. This also gives us the opportunity to burn fuel the entire race, which could benefit us greatly here. 77 laps. Sorry, Senna, not possible. But yeah, I guess we'll max fuel for both cars and see where we end up. We'll do a bit more passive here for Gio. We'll start him on the mediums, and then we'll see what happens. We might just stick to this. 110, yeah. We'll start him on the mediums, and we'll see if he can make the way up. If we have any safety car VSCs, we might change him over to two-stopper as well. But the goal here with Magnussen is straight up just be aggressive from the get-go, get past the two cars in front, and hopefully try and kind of run away. When we pit, hopefully we'll be able to pit into a safe fresh window more rather than a fresh one. We'll still be standard on pace just so we don't destroy the tires completely. But yeah, I am a fan of the two stoppers. I feel like they make the game more interesting, a bit more involved. Okay, so we have a Ferrari and a Red Bull ahead of us. And tire-wise, we are the only soft runner. We have already gotten Leclerc. That's a massive start. We might even get Verstappen here. That's actually an amazing start there. Sorry, that's the wrong lad from Magnussen. Got both of them into the first corner. Virtually. That's basically if we can pull away. Gio.
Okay, good job, Kev. That's one.
Gio paid for Magnussen's start. Fell back a place. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with how Magnussen got that going, and he's already half a second ahead of the Verstappen. And again, the softs should
good job there.
Remain about 3/10 quicker for probably 5 laps. Then from around the 10th lap, they'll start being 2/10 quicker, 20th lap, a 10th quicker. So again, for the entire duration of these tires' life, we're going to be quicker than the car behind us, just based on tire. That is going to be a bit interesting now. Gio might need a little bit of help here. We're actually slower than the Alpines, judging by this. Yeah, we'll allow Magnussen to push his ERS until he has about 1.5 second safe gap, I think. You kind of backed out there, Gio, fortunately. I think we can put it down to neutral. Then again, it's going to be kind of difficult to just get the gap we need to make the pit stop work. So we might push these softs a bit longer just to save time on pitting. And Gio here might just be stuck in 10th for a while by looks of things. Could probably get him by using driving clean air. But for now, we'll put him neutral and see where we end up, because the DRS train is still going all the way up to Verstappen.
DRS enabled.
And we'll see if that actually becomes a threat to us. But last lap, about 5/10 quicker. We have about a 10-second gap before the first pit stop. Getting the same for the second one. But still lose out. Just purely based on pace, but I'm curious to see how this goes. Alonso is actually already fallen behind here. Alonso not got the Alpines, have fallen off Paris. Yeah, the concern will be the DRS train behind if they keep on switching positions. That'll actually be a problem. But fuel balanced? We can push fuel the entire race. It shouldn't be a problem. And if we need to save some, we can save a kilogram towards the end.
We've just had a car run wide.
Albon has run wide. No big crash here. To be fair, if there is a big crash, it's probably going to be here. So the fact that Magnussen has some breathing space is actually good for us, because that kind of prevents that, potentially. They are pushing now, Ferrari at least. lap 10. Now, if we push these, we can probably go to lap 28 or so, if we really want to. But we'll see also in terms, if we get a safety car, that'll help us out. But right now, the DRS train of the cars behind us is actually causing us a bit of a problem. Gio has actually fallen out of DRS, which is concerning. Not much I can really do about that at this stage. Turn 1, turn 4, and final turn? Yeah. Here. Here. Basically here. If someone runs wide here, they'll usually get crashed on. It is doing extra engine wear, but it's still fun.
Just moved up a place.
But yeah, the fact that we have 3 teams behind us that are actually basically equal to each other is causing us a bit of a pain. And since this track is more braking based because of all the turning, Gio is kind of suffering out here. Already fallen out from the Alpines, and is now fighting Bottas. Magnussen at still just a couple of seconds ahead. And in terms of a safe pit window, it doesn't exist yet. So we'll probably have to extend this run for a few more laps. Activate the intervention.
Like that was a
honestly, Schumacher is currently so far behind that he can't really do anything. And the DRS train behind us is catching up now, so this might have been just a failure of a strategy. Which might force us actually to go onto the hards. But then again, most of them are actually on mediums. So going on the hards isn't the worst thing. It means that we'll match them. So it's still viable. Balance fuel Magnussen. Again, we were overfueled by about 9 kilograms when we began. We still have enough fuel to run this to the end. And it'll be quicker than going balanced. Unfortunately. But overfueled less, so we probably would tune him down a bit sooner. Yeah, we'll have to see. I have to make some considerations here onto what we do. We can come out like between Gio, Bottas, and Rick. We might make something happen. Mick works in mysterious ways. Yeah, he does. But that mysterious, I don't think. He'll have to actually crash out. And I don't remember if it's even possible to crash out here. But yeah, Magnussen has been caught. Yellow flag in Sector 2. I thought Mick just immediately caused something. Signs for the lockup. That actually kind of helps us out. Turn 3 though. Let's see what happened.
Let's have another look. Science is the focus here. Oh, and there's the
gravel.
That's the...
Honestly, if he stopped there, he should have been beached. But yeah, if we pit, will we be able to beat Norris and Rick is the big question here. I think we go aggressive for a lap, then go full on attack, and then we pit. We might pull the cars behind us with us. But I still want to try this strategy, honestly. That will be the goal here. Never mind. Magnussen locked up like he did last time we were here, honestly. Same corner. From pole... well, not from pole, from front.
Here's the replay.
That's a bit unfortunate.
Kevin Magnussen here. That lockup...
Oh, we might actually need some intervention, because this really screws with the pit strategy. And Gio is struggling still, just falling even further behind. This rate, Gio might actually be the one causing a safety car. Felt the pressure? Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I'm wondering how we're looking in terms of time, because if we can catch up a little bit, doesn't look like really happening. We'll see. As long as it's faster than cars in front, we don't really need to force the pit stop right away. And judging by this, I think we're running about the same. Yeah. Russell gained a bit of time there because DRS. And we can have Gio just go aggressive now to the end of his stint. Have Magnussen push for one more lap, then we'll get him in. Magnussen is on attack, but again, I think they'll survive before they hit the 30 mark. For one more lap. And we'll bring him out on the mediums. Might have giving him the order a bit too soon though. So we'll delay it one more. Mainly just because I want to try and avoid getting into too bad of a pit window. Hello, Pano. Magnussen locked up from P1 like he did last season. Same corner, almost same scenario. Down into P5 right now. So we're trying a cheeky 2-stopper, see if it works. Verstappen is actually pitting with us.
Sounds like someone's lost
Verstappen
up.
should be going onto the hards though, so he'll be a little bit annoying to get by. But we did beat Gio in company. 40% tires no longer grip. They don't work as good, but they're still not super bad. That's the thing. At third, they really start to lose out. That's when they start to have risk of getting punctured. But generally, they don't really fall off a cliff, Senor. So you're pretty safe. It's just a degradation. And on a track like this, where there's virtually none, you can run the tires into the ground without being too worried. If it wasn't for the fact that I was pitting, probably see that the lap times weren't really that bad. So yeah, in lap here we don't see anything. This lap was slightly slower, which you'd expect. It didn't hit 40, under 40% though, before we go lap time in, so we don't really have a reference there, which is a bit unfortunate. Gio actually overtook Magnus. That's not what we like to see. Safe rule of thumb is pitting before 40, yeah, generally. 30 isn't bad on low wet tracks. It's generally that if you go below 40, if you push a bit too hard, you might hit that 10% down to 30 before the in-lap, and accidents are more likely. It's just I find it a bit more fun. Now Magnussen should immediately be able to re-overtake Gio here, so we'll have to see. If we can't, we'll just give the order to move out of the way. And honestly, if we can pull Gio along here to prolong his stint, that wouldn't be the worst thing. Hamilton is pitting. Bottas, Ocon. Hamilton and Verstappen are together. Multiple cars have crashed. Yeah, good for Gio. Free pit stop. Do we want to put him onto a 2-stopper? I think we'll just keep him on the 1-stopper for now. Yeah, this should help Gio out a bit. Still just a yellow flag though, so maybe not pit him. I think we'll just pit him. Just easier.
Let's see what happened there. Now we see the Williams here.
How is that not a safety car?
Oh, there's chaos on the track.
Was that Mick and Stroll? Stroll has a puncture and Mick is with him, so I would assume so, yes. Yep. We did indeed max out fuel at the start. We didn't even catch Leclerc. This is gonna suck for Magnussen. And then we got stuck behind the blue flag car a bit longer with a wide run. I did max out fuel at the start. For Austria in particular, basically lost the entire race. How did we fall that far behind Leclerc? We were just by him.
Let's have a look. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here. And they've gone wide. Way wide.
Okay. So somehow we lost 5 seconds when we were literally hugging Leclerc earlier. Crash on track. This is a safety car? That's unfortunate for Gio. Although, honestly, pushing Magnussen here. Do we have someone who will pit? Maybe the first 3 cars? But even then, I don't think we actually do beat them out. Even with that. But yeah, should have prolonged Gio one more stint. Well, one more stint, one more lap. I've forgotten how to speak. And yet, no one actually did push there.
There's been a crash.
The pit.
Sounds like a single car.
This could be beneficial for us. Again, we kind of reliant on overtaking people. Could probably have pitted Magnussen again, but again, it's just so close he would come out around where Gio is. And most of the cars will not pit. So might have just put Magnussen a bit of a stinker of strategy, but we'll see. I love that Stroll is 19th, and he almost is about to get lapped here by a teammate.
So overtake.
Yeah, Mick is still in the race, so anyone can still get murdered. Honestly. But yeah, this has been just a bad track for us. We've had a couple of lockups already for Magnussen. One of them from P1. Then another one where he ended up losing 5 seconds to Leclerc. This safety car is helping us out a lot, actually, in the current scenario. But yeah, Austria not a good K-Mag place apparently. Stroll won't be able to impress Papa to get back. Yeah.
Safety car in this lap.
Safety car is ending. But yeah, put standard, push, and again, we aren't going to be doing anything but neutral until we go past the finish line, because the drivers will use ERS, but not be able to overtake. Basically leading to them wasting a lot of energy. The lap cars are pretty far behind, so honestly, that should mean that we have some safety against the Schumacher. Yeah, Magnussen doing work already, gets Leclerc. Gio is going to have a bit of a harder job. He's on the hards. They're slower.
7.
And Magnussen putting in the work at the restart.
Good job, Kev.
Haas with an overtake.
No one is going for the green Mixel. AlphaTauri qualified 4th in Spain. Honestly, if AlphaTauri developed the underfloor, like the DisHAASterclass ride, it's definitely possible. Another driver locked up. I have a feeling this might be a crash scenario, but it looks like it's fine.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Battle with a lockup, that's unfortunate.
Good job.
And from the woodwork, Danny Rick shows up. I love that they just good job when Gio overtook Vettel, because Vettel probably ran off the track.
Good job.
But yeah, Gio did also get a decent takeover there. Same way for Magnussen, got the second mark.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Gonna have to tune down the to neutral though. Actually gonna overtake a lot earlier for Gio, and actually kind of forgot about that due to Magnussen. Yeah, we still have potential here. It's gonna be probably a bit rough, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this ends up.
Got DRS.
Now, if Verstappen gets Alonso, then maybe we can make something happen here. Doesn't look like it though. We did catch up under DRS, so let's slap on that overtake button. See if we can make something happen. Should have just sent it there. Stuck with Verstappen. Gio's still doing the best he can. I'm going to deploy a little bit of ERS there to help him close the gap. We did use all of our ERS, but if we stick with Verstappen under ERS, we might still be good. Perez and Sainz running away, though, is
Mega job, mate.
kind of impressive, but then again, Alonso has held us up. Perez and Sainz are on older Haas. They kind of started on them. So if you take that into consideration, versus Perez and Sainz, Magnussen kind of holds an advantage versus the top 3. But we still have others that did not pit. And Gio set the fastest lap there on the hards. He needs a little bit more overtake. There we go, Magnussen up into third. Now it's just hunting down the two hard runners in front, which should be fairly easy. We have fresher
Good job,
tires.
that's one.
And hopefully we can overtake them quick and pull away. We're probably going to have to save some energy there to get a deploy run. Right now, Gio's looking good. He's getting up there. And he's even getting a car. DRS versus DRS. Sector 3 yellow. Competitor ran wide. No accident, though. And we are now within DRS on the cars in front. Vettel having it. Jesus. Come a Verstappen missile there. And Magnussen just parked. Lost a second in that corner.
Red Bull moved up. Let's take
I need to rewatch that because that just looks silly.
See Max Verstappen.
He actually clips. He clipped through the back tire though. That's annoying. Well, I guess it's better that he didn't crash us out still, but that's that is slightly infuriating, I'll be honest. And Gio is just putting in fastest lap after fastest lap here. Gio with 7-7. Turns out Gio just needed the hards to. And then you allowed Russell to do the same.
Just keep concentrating.
Okay. Just feels to me that Magnussen is trying to lose, honestly. Like he got overtaken that corner and lost 1.5 seconds.
Doing great.
Haas with an overtake.
We might need to just regen some energy here, but I don't understand what's actually happening. Gio at this rate is gonna catch up to us before Magnussen gets a move. Let's see, what's the difference in the wheel temps? Magnussen running yellow, kind of whites on the straights. But Gio is not catching up to the train in front. Like it's not catching up to Alonso and Leclerc. Now Magnussen, if Hamilton overtakes you, I'm going to be very disappointed with you. Yeah. Oh, Gio. Poor summer child.
Is that a lockup?
That's unfortunate. And
here's the replay. Now just focus on the Haas.
I need a minute here just to change the title because we're not going for another 2. We're going for a DisHAASterclass.
The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
This is ever so slightly frustrating. Magnus is still parked on the side of the road.
It's a spin. Let's take a closer look.
Yeah, like I didn't talk to it for a couple of days, and then I just got immediately slapped the second I entered the door. He fell from 5th to 15th. There's some 2-3 seconds gap in here. There's actually an 8-second gap there too, I think. Yeah, there's a bunch of 2 or more seconds gap there where he could have slotted in, but he just decided not to. Giovinazzi locked up again too. Well, I guess he got out of the way. But still, that's annoying. Like, they lock up every couple of... I guess we're not pushing fuel no more. This is where I would go full Steiner. Yeah, honestly, I should. Let's see, if we go softs here, when would be the best time? Just your time-wise. We're not going to make these mediums last to the end without a safety car. So, we'll see how this goes, honestly. Because one of them is, like, I have no idea how many times they've locked up this race. It's just amazing. My drivers, unfortunately, doesn't tell me when they've been running wide. That would actually be nice to know. But yeah, Alonso is pitting his, well, one and only pit stop. Again, Giovinazzi can run this to the end, no problem. We're just gonna let him do his own thing. This is very, very frustrating. I'll be honest. Now I need a Schumacher here to either take out one of the Ferrari or the Red Bulls. Or, you know, hold them up. Either is acceptable. I was kind of frustrated when we had the first couple of incidents, but now I'm just more laughing. I can only look at this in positive light. Hopefully we get all the, like, weird stuff going. But, like, the two overtakes into the corner, where Magnussen just parks for a second to let them run away, that really, really frustrated me.
With an overtake
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. But I think the mental aspect here would be morale. And it would honestly be fun to test if morale gets lowered every time they make a mistake. Because if there is a mental aspect, I think morale would be it. If we do this quicker, we'd save about a second. We can go aggressive to pit stop here at this stage. Oh. We just have a lockup, but we did not take advantage. Did I just see that right? Ah, it's yellow, so we can't overtake. I see.
He's lost control and spun. We can take a look now. Now we see Valtteri Bottas. And that spin is undoubtedly going to cost them time.
Yeah, it is going to cost me time. That's the sad part. But still, he retained his position and held us up. Yeah, the game is giving me everything. It's just funny at this point. But yeah, what I was saying about the like mental aspect, it wouldn't surprise me if it's there. But I again suspect it's tied to morale. And it would be funny to see if morale gets lowered whenever your driver makes a mistake. It would be harder to check though. So we shall see. But it's something that would be interesting to look into for sure. In terms of where we'd get out if we pit, we'd probably be very, very close to the back of the grid. So I don't know what we do. Do we want to just stay out, gamble on a safety car? Because right now we're not looking good no matter how I look at this. Yeah. Yeah, don't really get numeric value, but I have to dig through... I would assume the save file editor, if I just dig through there, I could find it. DisHAASter. Okay. You win. I'm doing it immediately. I'm gonna be nabbing that title if I ever, you know, make a highlight of this thing. Sorry, I'm taking the advice here, that's why I'm pausing. We are now running a DisHAASterclass in Austria, and basically Magnussen has already outdone what he did last season out, which I thought would be impossible. But we'll see now. If I pit, we get a safety car. That would just be the cherry on top, honestly. Yeah, that was a beautiful one, Joe. Though you deserve it. If I do use it, I'll try and credit you the idea. Now here's the scary part. We actually came out behind Schumacher. We could have a Schumacher murder here again, like return of the Schumacher type deal. Yeah, I don't know how many lockups and spin we had, but I know Magnussen had one full spin where he dropped 10 positions. One lockup where he dropped 4. IA. Magnussen go and die. I guess we could slow Geo down if we really wanted to, but yeah. We'll see what we do here with Magnussen. Lap times, not super good, but running a bit quicker than most here. Consistent well in Spain? Yeah, don't worry. Feel free to typo as much as you want. It's not a problem. It's a bit funny. I think Spain is one of the tracks where you can usually have good results. I find like Austria like this, if you are unlucky with lockups, it's just not gonna work. So I think next time out here, I'm just gonna be super passive in what I do. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Unless we get a safety car that bunches the field up, we're gonna have a bad time.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
The question now is what we do with the Geo car, the Geo train in front. If we do any interventions here to get Magnussen by quicker, or if Magnussen does it on his own. Looks like he might just do it on his own here, and then we let Geo let him by.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Maybe. Yeah, should not be quick enough that he will actually hold up Magnussen here, so we should be good. Or maybe he
Haas
will
with
be.
an overtake.
Don't really want to use team orders, but we might have to, we'll see. There we go. Now Magnussen will pull Gio along, and if Gio manages to stick with Magnussen, never mind, he doesn't have a chance of doing that. We might have made something work there. Yeah. We need to get Gio a bit of a better braking. That'll help him out a bit. I think there's really too much here I can do. Just have to speed things up, live with my decisions. Probably should have done a one-stopper here. But then again, without all the shenanigans Magnussen have pulled, we'd probably be looking a lot better. Same for Gio, honestly. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's probably the best we could hope for. Yeah, this is how the game should be. Like, if it was like this, that you actually have to put some effort into keeping up with the AI. And, you know, accidents actually, or mistakes rather than accidents, are actually punishing. I think you'd see a lot more focus on both, on brake cooling in particular, but probably also engine cooling to be able to push the engines more. Because if this was any of my other saves, even with all these mistakes, Magnussen would still be very close to the front, if not already leading. Well, to be fair, he'd already have lapped the field, probably, even with all these errors. So, it's a bit unfortunate, but it does prove that we do have the challenge this idea has some merit, which I like to see. But yeah, a very, very fortunate first race. Hello, Ricardo. Welcome to the DisHAASterclass in Austria. Courtesy of Joe. Yeah. Magnussen lost out big time. Two-stopper probably didn't help with all the mistakes, honestly. But we were running some pretty fast laps there at the end. 6.4, probably with DRS help. But still, he lost, what, 2-3 seconds just purely from being overtaken. Had 3-4 lockups, a couple of spins. So yeah. I did get a 1-2. Theo did it on his own. But yeah. DisHAASterclass courtesy of Joe. He came up with it after I called it renamed the stream to DisHAASterclass, so yeah. Verstappen though did not actually get a good result here. He came third, which helps us a bit. Russell fifth, second. He made up 5 places. Leclerc victory. Hamilton 4th. Sainz 5th. Perez 6th. Ocon in 7th. We have Ricciardo and Bottas finishing out the points. Drivers, no movements in the top 10. Actually, no movements altogether. But we'll see if we can close down the gap between Verstappen. And in terms of Constructor Championship, Mercedes does a big gain on us. Ferrari runs away from us. So we'll see in the next couple of races if we can make something happen. It was an exceptional performance. I disagree strongly. I really, really disagree, but okay. Impressive. Man. I don't even know what to say anymore. 5 million income. Okay, I want to forget Austria even happened. But yeah, credit to Gio for the title. Gio breaking 72 breaking. It's good. Masterclass. It's exceptional from a certain point of view, yeah. If we do well and get a 1-2, we'll call it a Masterclass. Sure, we'll attend the school and hopefully regain some karma, because clearly I've done something wrong while being away these last few days, lying in bed, puking my guts out. Sporting changes, double points for last race, yes. That can make things a bit more fun towards the end. Masterclass for the win. Difficult race, I agree, but honestly, I can't blame the engineers, I'm blaming the drivers. Engineers are doing good, even with all the limits we're putting on them. So, since we have been manufacturing stuff here, let's just have a quick look. Current projects, front wing in 6 days, rear wing in 15. That should be the last of those two. What I did want to have a look at is how we're looking in the warehouse. Did get the chassis. Don't need to make front wings for getting new ones. Same for the rear. Side post should be good. Yeah, looks like we're all caught up. Should probably also just make 4 rear wings instead of 6, but it had wings, so I didn't think. Those spin out appears to be deadly, yeah. Honestly though, it wasn't Aston that caused the safety car. That kind of screwed Gio over. Like if we'd delayed Gio there with a lap like I first wanted, he'd probably finish ahead of Magnussen, honestly. Just unfortunate that he didn't. Let's see. Manufacture 6 front wings. Honestly, we're not going to breach cost cap. We have a lot of money, so rushing all of them is actually not a problem. Which means we'll have 1 front wing for the next race, so we'll see how that plays out. I probably should have started a new project, though. I really am not thinking sometimes. So chassis, we can make 1 more, I believe. I also believe that we have the mHAAS saved up for the chassis. So let's put that in. Make it rain. I'm gonna be raining on those who produce things. Okay, so even with ATR at full here, it's not gonna make a huge difference in the car. Mainly just a slight increase in top speed. But again, we did limit the ATR and CTF this year to just the 3 small pieces. And the only piece we haven't used it on is the chassis. Which might feel like a waste, honestly. But it's the rules. And I made them, so now I must suffer. Race prep, French Grand Prix. Q3, Q2. We had both drives in Q3 last time. So let's gamble. Fastest lap, I think we'll pull that off, can't we? And pit lane, long again. Probably gonna try 1 stopper. 50% chance of safety car. No rain.
It's Grand Prix time.
It does help it competitive, because if we put everything into the underfloor, it's guaranteed to have the best car by now. Like, no contest. Okay, since Magnussen's had a bad weekend out last time, we're gonna sacrifice Gio a little bit. I should probably just alternate them. To be honest, that would probably help out a bit more. Okay, setup for Paul Ricard. Good old Paul. Here to steal my dreams again. And next step is to put in the broken pieces. And before I forget, we're going to put the front wing on Magnussen's car. Again, he's kind of challenging for the title at the moment, so I don't want to nerf him. Which is going to suck for Gio, but That is how the cookie crumbles sometimes. The front wing. How exactly would this benefit you? It would help you out slightly. We beat out basically, again, the third car in this instance is Gio, because he's car 1. So we wouldn't really get an increase against the best team in low speed cornering, but it is an increase. We would get a huge jump though in medium speed, and not really any gain in high speed. So I might have gone a little bit too focused on the low speed corners. Should probably focus a little bit more on the high speed ones. But yeah, generally this is good. It's also going to help a little with brake cooling. So let's see if this actually helps us out in any way, shape or form to become a little bit more competitive. And I hate that these two switch places, because I thought for a second that I had Gio on the worse front wing. And please do not, Mr. Magnussen, sir, wreck that wing during practice. Thank you. Well, to be fair, we did put in put Drogovic in practice for Magnussen, so I don't know if that was the cause, but with Magnussen having such an extremely bad showing, I was forced to make some moves. By that, looks like he's close to maximum, anyways. I'm just hoping that that fixes the problem. Fix Gio's problems at least. He's now maximized. But I don't remember which one I put as the driver to suffer control issues due to, you know, the force control issues. That might actually be the reason why we have such bad Austria races. And if it is, I'm gonna really hate the sponsorships. Might actually have to make some changes there. We just not nerf drivers from any team. Because if that is the case, I feel like sponsorships are actually the way you get some randomness into your games. Which would be very, very unfortunate, because it's not really in randomness at that point. Well, it is randomness from one perspective, but it's not due to car or driver, it's just from something else, which makes me just a bit sad. Frustrated, honestly. Again, Gio has a bunch of gearboxes here, so we'll use a rather fresh one. But yeah, quali coming up. Do one quick title change before we continue. Yeah, with the honors of Joe and the people coming up with great titles here. Gio and Edster. Why does Gio have a gearbox for every race? Because we took a bunch of penalties earlier when Gio had bad qualities because he was slower than Magnussen. So save some up just to be safe.
Yeah, loading clear.
Honestly, also so that we don't have to take penalties later in the season when the AI does, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of advantage by doing things like this. Looks like we're having a lot of roadblocks here. Please, sir, drive faster. Tsunoda and Stroll roadblocking us. Magnussen 4 tenths slower than Gio. And we didn't even really get revenge there either. So yeah, we're gonna prep them on the same tires. I think they should still be good enough that we'll get through Q1. But if not, I'm gonna be sad. Stroll and Tsunoda, though, got held up quite a bit, I think. Alonso currently fastest time, but Red Bulls haven't set a time yet. Yeah, that's more like what we expect. Yeah, and kind of a gamble here, putting them out on the same tires. But I think it should still be okay. I don't think the two Astons and Stroll will be able to cause any problems. Alonso is also taking penalties there, which is going to help us. We are going to be using scrubs. And we might have to use a fresh set here early. But again, this place has pretty high degradation. Not the highest, I believe, but still pretty high. So, we'll see exactly how this goes. Yeah. Gio, 2 seconds behind Magnussen. Okay, this place you can really hold people up. Maybe that's a strategy for, maybe that is the strategy for, Waller here. That we deploy the roadblock. I'm gonna do the same here for Magnussen, just be safe. But yeah, Magnussen second off the pace, Gio 3 seconds off the pace. Degradation shouldn't be that high, so again, I think it's probably due to the roadblocks that we've been facing. So maybe we'll have to deploy some of our own. Which again is a cheesy strategy, don't really like it. Oh, Magnussen would actually be most likely out. Gio just barely made it. The villain arc is starting, yeah. Austria just broke me. We're no longer playing fair. Yeah. Again, degradation's pretty high here. So we might just burn tires for good measure. Or we could gamble with Gio. So Gio qualified just barely for Q3 here. Looks like we're not going to get too many roadblocks this time around though. That's what we're used to seeing. Gio about 4 or 5 tenths slower than Magnussen. The Ferraris though, that's a bit worrisome. But yeah, we'll use fresh tires and just have one fresh one for the yeah, medium track abrasiveness. See if we can break Gio a little bit higher. I really wish there was a good number for that, though. There might be, and I just haven't realized it. Track condition, normal, very low. Actually, see where we call it. 5th and 10th. So yeah, we could just send Gio out on old tires. Save an extra set.
It's race day and final preparation.
Final prep indeed. But yeah, it's like in France, you can really screw over your opponents if you want to be a roadblock. Track abrasiveness, yeah, it actually says here medium, you're correct. Again, I really wish we had the numerics for this, so I might need to go dig in the save file again, unpack some stuff. Looks still good though, 14 out of 15 for both. And time considerations, long pit lane, not really high chance to save the car, 50-50. Softs here will be, again, quicker for just about 10 laps, so they're not really super valuable. Medium to hard, about 15 to 20, depending on how hard you run them. Yeah, so yeah, I really like to see the numbers behind the abrasiveness too. It's just easy to make strategy if you know that. Yeah, medium to hard here, probably is the better strategy if we could do one stopper like that. I don't think I can put up anything better. The only other things that we really could try would be to slap in a medium stint. But even then, it's, as you can see, probably not going to be worth it. So we'll do a one-stopper. Fairly regular one-stopper. I'm thinking that we start Magnussen on the hards though. Potentially. Do the reverse. But I think it's probably better to start on the mediums and try and jump them in the pits. It's probably, again, the better strategy to use here. Overfuel a little bit. Again, should probably limit that to a lap. I believe I did, but I just forgot about it for Austria. But that's probably why it backfired so hard, because I did say that we're going to limit overfuel by 1 lap, and then I forgot about it until now. So yeah, overtake, fuel usage, push in the beginning, for a lap or two, and then we'll save some up for the end. But yeah, looks good. He didn't wreck his wing too early, but I'm wondering if he wrecks his wing, will he be able to change it? I hope so. And we did get bumped up a position for each of our drivers due to Alonso's penalty.
Now we should have good... And here we go with the French Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Lights out, away we go indeed. I see some hard runners, but most of the top are on mediums. Probably about equal. 5 hard runners, 5 medium runners. That's going to make things a little bit more interesting. Magnussen not really being able to make any moves so far. Understandable though. Theo just staying where he is. Depends on if you're playing the races on 1x or 16x, Kieran. If you're playing it on like 1 or 2, 4x, you might be addicted. If you're playing most of them on 16x, I think you're fine. If you're really just churning them out, honestly, if you're ill and relaxing at home, I think it's fine. Personally, I just get completely knocked out when I'm ill and just end up sleeping. But again, if you just have something to keep you occupied while you're ill, that's actually, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, Magnussen got 1 on the opening lap. That one being Verstappen.
Let's see what happened there. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here.
You having allergies? Pretty okay overtake. I think we can just speed things up a bit now. Well, to be fair, Magnussen did make a move immediately when we sped up. I didn't get re-overtaken, unfortunately.
Let's have a look.
Just illness. Okay.
Focus on the Haas.
Gio got Leclerc. Today's a good day. See if Magnussen can retake Hamilton here. And we'll burn down fuel to, say, have 1 kilogram extra. There we go. And the question is, can we also close down on Paris?
Let's take a look at the replay. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here.
Just using energy, powering by.
DRS enabled.
Okay, we had a yellow there in sector 3, so I thought it was going to say DRS disabled. Yeah, we can go neutral now on energy. Draw with a lockup. That's scary. Red flag, screwed over your strategy. That's usually how red flags go though. Like, they're either great or they're absolutely horrible. I think Stroll has inherited Magnussen's curse. So far he's been spinning, going wide. And we'll see if the Ferrari can actually close down the gap here between Sainz and Russell. But now Gio is actually in a good spot there behind Sainz. Do I want to tune down Magnussen? He did overtake Perez. He's going to be fighting him back and forth a bit. I don't think we're going to be leaving any of the other cars behind, even if we fight back and forth like this. So we'll have to see what we do there. Gio is honestly okay where he is. He's not going to be able to catch up. He is just inherently slower than Magnussen. So if we turn him balanced and he sticks with Sainz, I'm happy with that. Magnussen, on the other hand, if he manages to push clear of the cars in front, that would be good, but I don't think that's happening, so we're going to tune him down to balance too. Don't burn up too much tire too early. And again, if he can keep on switching places with, say, Hamilton or Red Bull behind, that would be good too.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Schumacher with lockup didn't actually take anyone out. That rarely happens. And Magnussen is fighting Perez now for his life. Actually lost out behind the DRS train. And Perez immediately took Hamilton too. That is a bit surprising. Magnussen is also kind of falling behind. I need to tune up his fuel usage again. Russell and Alonso and Aston. That does actually sound like a good team. And if you have 3 seasons of development, you should be it should be a pretty good car, yeah? Yeah, for now we'll just keep going like this. Magnussen, I'm not confident in tuning it up yet because, as you can see, in the DRS zones, the gap is actually widening, so we're gonna have to use a bit of fuel here. Try and close that down again.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Although for us, it probably would be good if Perez and Hamilton and ran away up front, and we put ourselves in a position to fight Verstappen for 3rd in terms of championship points. Yeah, fastest car should be chilling then, basically. Although that almost allowed us to just push away from Russell here. Let's deploy. And so we can gap Russell.
I think we've had a car.
Problem is,
online.
I think Verstappen is just immediately going to overtake him.
Ferrari
If we used one
advance
Red
the
Bull
race
to beat the
position.
other Red Bull, that would actually be an amazing strategy. Let's see, how are they looking in terms of... Oh, Verstappen's engine is bye-bye. And Perez's engine is fresh, so... Yeah, if we stick with Hamilton and Perez, that's going to benefit us greatly, because Perez has basically a fresh engine. And Verstappen on that 40% engine, no way he's catching up. We're all capping out already because of the non-existent regulation changes. Honestly, I kind of struggle to reach cost cap. Generally, as long as you don't upgrade everything to maximum, because there's no real purpose, you shouldn't have problems with cost cap, honestly. Unless, of course, you do intense design for every piece throughout the entire season. 5% regulation change?
Haas with an overtake there.
That should be easily handleable. You should have that in the bag. But yeah, we'll see here now. We have a 3-second gap to Verstappen. Yeah, and the bigger the gap to Verstappen, the happier we are. Push a little bit of fuel. So, Perez, I need you to overtake and stay ahead of the cars behind. Gio, again, is just doing what he's supposed to. He doesn't have the speed, even against the damaged engine, to catch up to the Red Bull, so... If he's mostly just being a roadblock, that's good for us. He's 8/10 slower a lap right now. Happen with development, yeah. Mag is going to need a little bit of push here to catch up. Can probably speed things up a little bit. Pit stop is coming up around lap 22, 23. And honestly, as long as Gio is where he is, we don't need him to push fuel. We can just save it for the final stint. I just want Magnus to keep up with these two because they are DRSing off each other and changing position constantly. And that is actually causing Magnus some troubles with keeping up, although he is setting fastest lap after fastest lap. Hello, David. Season's good so far. We're 3rd in the Constructors. Magnussen is 2nd in the driver championship, about 50 points behind Verstappen. And well, last race was an absolute disaster, but hopefully this one is going to be a bit better. We shall see. Currently though, again, I think we're just going to have to micromanage the fuel a bit. But I think we should be okay.
Good overtake from Alpine.
Pit window has been entered. We're not going to push tires. We're just going to stay where we are. Hopefully we can jump. Again, Russell and Verstappen. Sainz, Ocon are not going to pit. So Gio should be fine with jumping them. It's a bit of a shame, actually, that he ended up stuck with the hard runners, but that's just how it be. It is going to be challenging, though, for Magnussen to actually jump and stay ahead of both Perez and Hamilton, fortunately. But beating Verstappen and gaining a few points on him would be good.
Alpine just advanced.
are kind of falling behind. Let's push a little bit more fuel, just so we stay within DRS. Gio can probably run aggressive here to the pit stop. Same with pushing a bit of fuel. Magnussen too is going to be aggressive. Then we'll go full on attack here. Hopefully get something on Paris. That would be actually the best here. Push fuel.
Box.
And hopefully we can overtake Hamilton to use a bit of an overtake here. Gio2 can just go attack. We'll just pit him to next lap. It should be okay. 24 is going to be a close season. Fielder's close up. Bottas in Merc. Hamilton in McLaren. George for 2025 is possible because he has a contract. Julian as a reserve with 81. Yeah. He grows pretty quick, honestly. He's great to have as a reserve driver. Looks like you're having a fun save, Maddie, honestly. But yeah, Gio... Is there a point in having Gio overtake these two? No, they're going to be pitting. Same with Sainz. The only concern that would be where he comes out. For Gio here, he'll come out maybe ahead of Leclerc. But it doesn't really matter too much. We'll see if Magnussen can beat Paris, and that's going to be a tough ask, I think. Yeah, even got jumped by Hamilton in the pit again. Did not beat Perez, came out behind Hamilton. Kind of get held up, unfortunately. Vettel and Bottas Merc, hire someone on the contract to expire. If you mean hire them on the contract expiration date, yeah, that works. The Gio should come out ahead of Leclerc. Nah, behind him. Just barely. That's not bad. Like, if we can use Leclerc as a pulley, that works for Gio. But still, it's a bit of a shame here for Magnussen. Honestly, if we had a better pit crew, we would have been out ahead of Hamilton. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Not much we can do about it. We'll have to try and close down the gap to him. And hopefully we can pull that off. PSU? ESU? Powertrain? Or what do you mean? I'm a bit confused. Daneric Albon, AlphaTauri, 24th season. How's it going, Edster?
Haas with an overtake.
Honestly, the only advice I have for this kind of game, because once you understand it, it becomes a lot easier, is just play it how you find it to be entertaining. Really the only advice I can really give. Magnussen, I need you to close down to Hamilton, get within DRS. It's gonna be rough, I know, buddy. But it's critical that we do that.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
New fastest lap on the Haas. Great. Hello, Fabricio. Thank you. I shall try. That was a pretty good shot, though, Magnussen and Hamilton battling. Dominating Spain with... with Rick and Albon is pretty good. Magnussen did get Hamilton. If we can keep this train going and maybe jump a couple of people, that could be good. But it's also a bit threatening because we do have a charging Verstappen behind us. Leclerc overtook Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi is actually fighting Leclerc for the most part. And we'll see exactly where we end up here. Of the hard runs in front, we have 2, 3, 4, 6 that are going to have to pit. So we'll have to see how close Gio is to them. He might jump everyone that still needs to pit. And that could be great. Verstappen Norris combo? Virtual dream to see? Yeah. If Horner was playing this game, that's probably what he would be doing, honestly. We're actually struggling to get by Norris here, and Hamilton is just making his way up to the front there with Perez. So that could cause some problems here for Magnussen. Might need to recharge ERS while just being stuck behind him. And you start to get an overtake done. Doing glitched. He was crashing a lot for me too in the beginning, but it could very well be just be an effect of your brake cooling. Very low, Mike. Brake cooling has an effect on mainly lockups. So if he's crashing a lot from lockups, it could just be that. Magnus is really struggling with just getting by Norris here. Kind of sad to see. That is probably going to lose us the, well, not the gap, but the position that we had here, unless Alonso is actually holding up Hamilton. So if we can get by Ocon and catch up to Hamilton, we might be able to fight for a podium, because again, Sainz, Alonso, Ocon all need to pit. So we'll see how that plays out. Hamilton, sorry, the Alpines did both pit there, so that's a double stack from L. Great strategy.
Haas have moved up the field.
Yeah, Magnussen is now clinging on. Gio is almost up to Verstappen, which is kind of incredible. We'll see if we can actually make something happen here. Got Rick out of the way. 3. Yeah, if you have drivers with like lower control stats, I believe it is. I don't actually remember exactly what the stat is called, but I believe it's control and low brake cooling. They will lock up a lot, unfortunately. And I remember doing in the first couple of seasons when I have it in the seat, was doing that a bit much on my Williams save. Yeah, controlling the other one. Correct, Kieran. Resign Alonso for 1 more season. Get Spain for the all-Spanish team. And then reunite Norris and Sainz. It sounds like a fun story, honestly. Hugh Lando's crying for his first win of 2025. Yeah, Magnus is looking good right now. Honestly, if we can recharge, I'd like to do that. Because having energy behind Hamilton here at the last couple of laps could help us secure second. I don't think we're catching up to Perez. It just ain't happening. He's running 4 times quicker than us. He is in the best car. He has a completely fresh engine. So Perez is just going to be running away with this one. But if we could recharge the energy to a bit higher while following Hamilton, I'm going to be very happy. Gio is not really closing in on Verstappen either, unfortunately. But again, we do have one car that needs to pit. So Gio is potentially going to have some good points here. Probably controlling reactions. I don't remember. It would actually be good, like, if every stat had something to say for things like that, but I just don't see that happening. That reactions now. Gio's fuel is running out, thank you. Still have plenty of time to get it sorted, so I wouldn't be too worried, but thank you for the notification, the heads up. It's also for cornering though, like getting quicker out of a corner, I believe. So it does help somewhat with speed as well. I don't remember exactly what the tooltip says. They nerfed it a little bit, Neptune, but it's still very, very doable. Just mainly focus on your underfloor. If you want to dominate from Season 2 onwards, just run every ATR period, well, not every, probably 2, 3, through your underfloor on intense, and that should get you there. Underfloor is where most of your performance is located. Every slider to the right, you can ignore cooling. You're gonna have some lockups, you're gonna have some accidents in certain races, but generally the speed you gain from that will be more than worth it. But yeah, generally it is still very, very doable, Neptune. And again, just all sliders to right, use intense development, put your ATR, CFD hours on a single piece, everything, and focus on your underfloor, focus on your rear wing, focus on your front wing. Underfloor first, then front wing, then rear wing, I'd say. And that should allow you to speedrun and dominate pretty quick. But yeah, Magnus is currently looking good. We are still recharging, kinda. Almost lost DRS there. Might be going a little bit too quick. Gio is still just doing his best here. Can't really complain. He is with Alonso and Sainz though. They're on the mediums. Those will start to degrade a bit more towards the end. So if he just stays where he is behind Gio, behind Alonso, Gio's going to be looking good. Yeah, your chassis, your suspension, and your sideplots are generally not worth using ATR on. I'm doing it because I am artificially, by adding restrictions, making the game a bit harder for myself during this streaming. Oh. Who is it that has crashed? Because Gio didn't jump up any positions. It's a Tsunoda and a Stroll.
It's chaos on the track. Here's the replay. Okay, so there we have.
Nope, it's one of the Alpines. Is it a shame if I'm saying that, or just reminds me a little bit? Minus a lockup about the Paris-Russell incident, I think was in the same corner. That's the first thing that came to mind, honestly. Except, of course, it happened the opposite way here. He deleted him.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
But yeah, unfortunate for the Alpines, because I'm pretty sure that was Alonso that got taken out, I think. Or maybe not. Did he just lose out due to the crash? I'm actually uncertain. Yeah, I think it was Alonso as well. Because Tsunoda has the penalty, and he is just ahead of Ocon. Gio here, though, is actually kind of struggling to keep up with the mediums of Sainz, but then again, his tires too are also virtually destroyed. Let's sacrifice some energy, and sacrifice some fuel. See if we can catch up. Because keeping with that gap would help us out a bit. Letting Sainz go, though, could be good. I don't think he'll get Verstappen in the next 5 laps. But sticking with him could help us to get potentially more points. So we're gonna try. Keep it on 4x. Magnus is doing what we want him to do. Just stick with Hamilton. Save energy, save fuel. Tires kind of looking shot here. Hamilton has slight tire advantage. I think we're still okay. Let's see here. Yeah, no chance for catching Perez. Verstappen 5th, though, would help us. Leclerc's overtaken Giovinazzi, which isn't surprising. I'm just surprised Sainz is that much quicker. But again, shouldn't really come as a huge shock. We'll see if we can get Gio the 7th place, I think. Doesn't look like we'll be able to close down to the others here. We could probably start pushing a bit of fuel here for Magnussen. Get him closer to Hamilton. And maybe even overtake him. We have enough energy here that I think we can pull away. So, we'll see. 2 laps to go. We shall start trying to make moves here. CO2 is looking okay where it is. Alonso is back in the fray, though.
Alpine just advanced.
If we overtake Hamilton on this next straight, I think we have good chances of finishing this race in a good position. Although we are pretty far back now. Look at it again.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy that.
Let's push this last lap.
Come on, you can do this.
And for GO2, we can probably push a
This is
bit
the
more.
final lap.
Don't have as much energy though, which is a concern.
Keep that up. We will go to high fuel now.
Copy.
They probably put Magnussen to
Let's take a
defend.
closer look. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here.
Although I usually don't use that because it feels like they're using energy needlessly. So I guess I'll just put him back to deploy. About half a lap. Well, it's a bit more than that. 2/3, 3/4. So putting him deploy might not be the best idea I've ever had, but we'll see. Looks like he is kind of maintaining, if not pulling away.
Copy.
And GO2 now we can just give full attack.
We'll catch these guys.
Copy.
And we'll see if we can get him on this right now. For Alonso. Magnussen, half a second gap there. I think he's safe. We've given it everything we can. Tires are too hot. Which shouldn't come as a surprise. Yeah, it looks like Magnussen is very, very safe.
Very
Last
good
few
job.
corners. Could, of course, always have a lockup again. So that lockup, I forgot he declined to go.
Haas with an overtake there.
Yeah, it looks like Magnussen's P2 here is fairly safe. Gonna be getting a lot of good points on Verstappen again. Gonna deploy here for Giovinazzi. Alonso was close there,
Checkered flag.
so
Thank you so much.
I'll see if Gio here also gets some
Yeah,
good
Kevin, you did
points.
an awesome job. Slow down as you come in.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit more difficult the next few races against the Red Bulls, honestly. Battle in a Merc.
Got no DRS.
Copy.
That sounds like an interesting one, honestly. Yeah, 7 for
That
Gio.
was the checker.
Not the 6 we were hoping for, but it's still good. Magnussen second place. We can be very, very happy with that. Pass this lap as well. Verstappen 10th, so we gained 9 points on him. Not bad. However, due to both our drivers finishing worse than Red Bulls, we're going to be falling further behind. Not much we can do about that. My car really isn't super strong. I need a bit better balancing between low and high speed corners, honestly. But for a car that is supposedly good at low speed cornering and not the other two, this is a very good result. Vettel want to go Merc. Alonso's dominating. That's about right. Gonna get his 3rd championship. Very nice. Yeah, Alpines 8th and 10th, Leclerc in 9th, and Sainz in 6th. Got a hurt for Ferrari. 3rd and 4th for Mercedes is really good for them. Driver championship then. Magnussen down to 24 points behind. Perez gaining though, potentially being a threat here. Giovinazzi gaining some points, catching up to the cars in front. Well, the cars drivers, Bottas and Alonso. But we shall see. Constructors, again, Ferrari is 2nd now. We did gain some good points on them, but it's going to be very, very difficult to catch up to Red Bull. We shall see how that goes. Car is only good with downforce and bad with straights. Honestly, I don't know why that would be. What did we... Oh, we didn't fail anything. It's just the bonus clauses. I forgot they existed. But yeah, I'd say that was an acceptable one. Not a masterclass yet. Or mHAASterclass. But we're getting close. Unfortunately, we won't get the rear wing ready for Hungary, by the looks of things. But that should be okay too. Your constructors? How much are you leading by? Overview, I don't think we need to worry about that. We're exceeding expectations. Good. Post-race debrief. Again, is a fun little note, but nothing too important. Car development. lacking top speed, medium speed. Again, high speed cornering just isn't good enough right now. We need to work on that. And I think I set the rear wing to low speed, so this is going to hurt us even more. But yeah, we shall see how this rear wing is developed. And if it's going to make me a sad camper or not. Let's check the calendar. We have the Hungarian Grand Prix. Is there a break after that? It is. It's the summer break. So we'll have the chassis then, maybe also for Belgium. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that we basically got this thing done to the start of the summer break. Got a couple of days earlier, I would be happier, but it's just how it is, honestly. Qualifying position streak, one driver in the top 4. Is that a bit? Let's do top 6. Let's not be overly ambitious. And I probably should have just finished my first thought. Let's see, side pods. What have we actually made so far? Because I think this might actually be everything we're allowed to. Chassis is in production. Front wing has been made. Rear wing has been made. Side pod has been made. So yeah. I can make a suspension. Guess we'll save the ATR period for that. So I'll be making some new parts here, mainly for cooling. That's all I'm allowed to. I can be a bit cheeky here and do this. Again, I'm not allowed to use these parts. And cooling is the only thing I'm allowed to focus on. Mainly because it just makes it a bit more interesting. So it will still give us some minor buffs here. I say minor, it would push us actually a bit more up in medium than I would expect. But yeah, I think I will allow myself this. Just make parts focused on brake cooling. Get that up, get engine cooling up. And I think that's fine from that perspective. I should probably check when the next ATR period is before I do this. 31 days. So with that in mind, it's fine to do it like this. Yeah, Haasteclass. I was a bit mean. I put a tiny M in front of it. Make it a mHAASterclass. But my pronunciation isn't good enough to make it work. 471 Aston, 270 points out of Ferrari. Yeah, that's correct. But yeah, we're gonna do this. Focus on cooling, and we're not gonna be putting it into effect. We can, however, manufacture the rear wings. Again, we don't really need to worry about anything. Make 4 of them. Again, we could just make 6. We have the money for it. That way we have redundancy since it's the final part. But what we can check is actually how good the rear wing would be compared to the current one. So mainly the thing that improves with this is our top speed. We do get slight boosts in cornering, but as you can see, we are focused on low speed on this thing too. Because the gain in high speed is very, very minimal. Which means that we need to do a bit more balance next season to actually have a good car. But yeah. We kind of have a midfield car here, honestly, with these restrictions. So, might need to do a Season 3 of Haas, while maybe starting the challenge, because this seems to actually work, and it's fun to play. Yeah, let's get Hungary going. And then I believe we're done with what was referred to as the boring races. Also has a decent multiplier for experienced race drivers, yeah. Alonso and Vettel have terribly low multipliers, honestly. Let's see here. Then again, I think they made the weight of some of the stats be a little bit too valuable, honestly. Then again, it's kind of hard to balance that for a racing game. And you kind of need it too, because if you don't, every driver's the same on every track. But again, I like to just see a little bit more individuality in future. It would be good. And honestly, if you have the stats do exactly the same thing, that would be fine. But have like a For Paris, for instance, you know, good on street circuits, you could put that in, put a levels to, you know, the trait, if you want to call it that. Decent street circuit, driver, good street circuit, driver, expert street circuit, driver, master. For instance, have them do a couple extra points for the stat and make them go over the maximum. Potentially, if need be. Could make things a bit more interesting, but I might also make it a bit more confusing. More confusing than it needs to be. I almost went best engine pass here for practice. That would make me a dum-dum. Grandest of dum-dums. So, we'll put Drogovic in Jesus' car again, because that seems to get us points. To be honest. And Gio still had a good race, even with Jesus in his car, so that's good. And before we start practice, we are gonna check on the new front wing for Gio as well. Car looking good. Again, we're really good low speed corners, medium speed corners, so this might actually be our track. Lacking a little bit in DRS acceleration, but we'll see where we stack up. I think everything is prepped then to get through practice, and hopefully one piece. Shall see. You hoping for high engine limits? It would be nice, honestly. Verstappen taking penalties already. Leclerc taking penalties. Bottas taking penalties. If we start up high here, it could give us some opportunities. And no rain too, so we are kind of missing that, honestly. We want a bit more rain to make things a little bit more lively. This should be alright, I think. Have an extra engine, ERS, and gearbox. Honestly, I think that would be a good starting point. Mainly because the AI is really, really bad at handling their engines. Like, we're in Hungary and 3 drivers taking penalties because... And this isn't strategic penalties like they would do in real life. This is because they have to. So, I would like to see the limit just increased for the sake of the AI rather than the player. Which sounds kind of weird, probably. Yeah, I'd say we're looking good. Let's just power through practice. AI took penalties at the 3rd race. Yeah, if they have accidents, they can really destroy pieces pretty quick. But yeah, we're at Hungary right before the summer break, and we have 4 penalties. So yeah, it would also be fun, like, if reliability changed a little bit between the seasons. We make a, you know, a huge pool, a small pool, a bit more valuable. But unfortunately, I don't think it does. If I remember correctly, those are Renault engines degrade at 70%. So I can run them into the ground. Do this again. We have plenty of gearboxes. A collective penalties in the 2nd race in real life, yeah. But the thing is, we don't really have any component failures. It's basically just if you crash and get something destroyed. If we had mechanical failures and component failures, I could see a bit more common penalties. Yeah. Alright, took penalties, yeah, when Gio and Magnussen had bad qualities in other races. We just took the penalties to make our life easier later down the line.
Ready to check.
Yeah, Leclerc has taken penalties, that is true, but I'm just talking reference to the game and how it currently works. So, it's not inaccurate, but it's just one of my wishes to make the AI be a bit more challenging. I would like them to have more engine components and, if needed to be, just switch out their engines before they hit that 40% mark, where they start to lose out massively. Because usually now when you see AI having a bad race, it's not really because they made an accident, it's because their components are gone, fortunately. Now then again, in reality, in real life, you have cars running on sometimes components that can explode anytime. So it's not completely wrong or anything like that. But it does make you fighting the AI a lot easier. And that's why I don't really like it. They voted against it. But yeah, I really wish you could also choose like your box, your grip box. Because we have the worst one. Like, we'll get overtaken during pit stops because we're at the end. Okay, let's see how this quality goes. Magnussen, half a second down on Verstappen. Because Verstappen has a completely fresh engine in now, I believe. So, no chance we are going to be beating him in this race. He's going to put in a fresh engine. Fresh rocket engine. The next couple of races are going to be rough. I have 100 Underfloor Simone Resta, yeah. He is really good once you level him up a little bit. I should probably check my stat, honestly. See if they have some points for us. We're gonna gamble on Gio being safe here. Honestly.
I'll see you back here.
Looks like Gio is safe, yeah. Yeah, once you level up some drivers to the maximum, they become absolutely unbeatable. Just straight up. There we go. Let's start Q2.
Radio check, Kevin.
Radio's good.
We're probably gonna have to use the fresh set of softs here for Gio, just to be safe. Magnussen looks like he will be safe, judging by time to Leclerc Hamilton. Verstappen probably get held up, I would assume. No way he did that time without getting held up. But I was focusing a bit more on the timesheet, which is probably my bad. Perez Sainz haven't set times yet. Yeah. Russell could beat us out here. Ocon could beat us out here. We have to do another run for Gio. Magnussen is safe. 5% hit to everything. Could be bad, but I think you'll be fine. Honestly, if you're already dominating. I'm looking forward to seeing how hard the minus 50% to research season is going to hit me. Gio, unfortunately, out in Q1. Q1, Q2. Yeah, we got beaten out by the Alpine, fortunately.
Radio check.
You hitting performance cap?
Radio's good.
I can see that happening. Oh, we just barely beat the out of it, so we're gonna be Verstappen's moving roadblock now, which we weren't because he took us on the straight. So we got held up, as you can see. Second behind Verstappen, we didn't hold him up. This is gonna hurt potentially if we have a bad second run. I think it's season 4, season 5, where you get hit by potentially a 50% one to everything. And that regulation change is really fun. Well, you'll power through there in just a second, judging by your speed, Kieran. A couple of days, and you'll have already beat it. Yeah, 5th. Can't complain too much. We're going to be moving up to 2nd row, behind Perez and Hamilton. We are definitely going to have to use Perez here for all he's worth to try and run away from Verstappen. I think I don't know if he only took an engine penalty, but we shall see. You'd love to see that? What exactly, Edster? A 50% hit with no research? Oh, was it something else I said? Back strategy here, most likely 1 stops, could be 2 stops. Performance-wise, softs are pretty much garbage by the looks of things. Don't really want to use them unless we have to. Mediums will be the better strategy here, for the most part, versus the hards. About 15 laps will hold an advantage. So yeah, we'll have to see. If we do 2-stopper, medium, soft, medium could work. Something like that. The 50% hit. Yeah, honestly, I'm enjoying this Haas stream. It feels more realistic. Like, you are struggling to get a better car. Your drivers aren't the best. You can't just pull You can't just pull a Hamilton out of the hat. Season 2, Season 1 sometimes even. So yeah, it feels good, honestly, this save so far. Now, in terms of strategy, we could do medium to hard. Soft, hard, medium is, in theory, quicker. Can we make it even faster then by slapping in a medium stint here? Not really. Oh, maybe. This is going to limit us a little bit on the fuel usage, but since we don't refuel maximum anyways, it should be okay. We are going to do the thing I kind of love doing, two stoppers. But for Magnus, we're going to do the reverse one. We're going to go medium, inters, softs for fun. Ah, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this, I think. That works. Not the best, but it works. And the goal is very simple. We'll have Paris drag us along for this stint. If we can overtake him, great. If we can't, so be it. Hopefully we'll be able to make up some time here. Again, the offset isn't the best move, maybe. But we'll see if we get a safety car. I just want to try something for fun. Especially since both Red Bulls have the best engines for both cars. We're not going to be able to catch up. It is going to be rough no matter what we do. I'm hoping Geo makes up some places with this and comes out in a good window. We'll see though. Again, a bit challenging. Alonso's contract is expensive, yeah. You'd have to save money. Alonso is losing growth potential, yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's what it is. But yeah, I'd like to see a bit more fluid, like depending on your performance rather than necessarily your just like growth potential. But again, it's hard to make for the first time. I don't think Frontier has really made many games like this, so they're very good at surface level stuff. More difficult stuff they're probably gonna have a bit more of a challenge with. Enjoy your BRB, Karen. Back in a bit because yeah. Well, take your time, don't worry about it. I shall probably be here.
And here we go with the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Okay, we have an Alpine second row. They're also on the reds.
And it's lights out.
This could be interesting.
And away we go.
90 use reds for both Alpines. We have Magnussen already making good moves here. Good start again. Can I get Perez into the first corner?
Great job on that.
Almost. Still fighting it.
New race position for Haas.
So yeah, Magnussen had mega starts the last couple of races here.
Okay, good job, Kev. That's one.
Let's go deploy and see if we can pull away.
Mode push.
But yeah, PO2 up into 7th so far.
Haas with an overtake.
Started, I believe, 10th. We have Verstappen all the way back there. So this is also a good opportunity for us, honestly. So we'll see how we make this work. Again, most runners are on softs or mediums, no hard runners. So there will be a fair few two-stoppers here. And Mag is already pulling out half a second on Perez. Can he extend that somewhat? It's gonna be interesting to see also if we can get Gio further up here before DRS slams him. I think we are good though to just speed things up. Perez 8/10 behind. Looks like Magnussen might be able to pull away here. And honestly, if we pull away from Perez, that isn't the main goal. It's pulling away from the rest of the train. So Magnussen and Perez can kind of DRS off each other. That would be ideal. Gio is kind of struggling to hang on here. But he is creating a gap to the cars behind.
DRS is enabled.
And that is honestly all we can ask for at this point. I'm going to tune Magnussen down though, because again, even if Perez catches up to him, it's not a big problem. Verstappen though has already made it up to 15th place. 3 laps in. So yeah, we'll see how exactly how that goes. But the more like breaks in the DRS train we manage to make, the better for us.
It's a race position
Verstappen up to
gains for
14th.
Mercedes.
Honestly, it would be good if you could change settings that made bigger regulation changes every year. Like say it's always a 15-20% change to something every year. Then maybe even hit them with an 80% one. Yeah. So far, Magnussen, if he just sticks with Paris, I'm actually happy. They're both on the mediums. That works for us. Gio again, if he can climb up to the front of his pack, that would be good too. Verstappen is still making moves up into 13th. Should be getting Bottas fairly soon. Yeah. Again, I just want a difficulty slider. But I might be spoiled. I'm used to playing a lot of Paradox games. EU4, Vicky 2, Vicky 3. I was actually planning on playing some Vicky 3 maybe on the channel at one point, but unfortunately I got sick and that kind of put that on the back burner. But yeah, the difficulty sliders in those games, well, not really difficulty sliders, the changes to how the game work is kind of nice. I wish there was something like that in this game, but again, it's kind of difficult to make. Now, I haven't been paying too much attention. Apparently, Magnus had lost out by 2 seconds to Paris. That is bad. Very bad. We shall push some fuel and try and close that down again. I got a little bit too focused on Gio, but he has already made it up to the front of his pack. And I think he will catch down Alonso, but Verstappen here is just charging up into 11th. Currently stuck behind Leclerc. So Leclerc is kind of helping us out. In terms of lap times, we don't really have any opportunity to catch Perez, so that's my bad for letting that DRS string go. Looks like you're not getting Alonso next year. Well, that is unfortunate, but it happens. Sainz and Ocon. But yeah, Leclerc is holding up Verstappen right now, which is honestly kind of what we want. Verstappen is on medium though, so he might do a one-stopper. Again, we're just going to allow Gio to kind of push here. He is almost creating a gap here to the cars behind him. It would be great if he could. So we might need to just have him deploy a bit of ERS and see if he can in this section pull that gap. And again, I don't think we get Magnussen reattached to Paris, unfortunately. Might have used a bit too much ERS though for Gio, but he is released now from Russell. Potentially, Russell might still catch up. Still a bit rough, yeah. Still gonna just push fuel. Russell did catch up. But if Russell leaves Ocon behind, it might still not be bad. Magnus is still doing his stuff, but again, if he had stuck with Paris, that would be a lot better. Verstappen is, again, just climbing up into 8 now. So yeah, you can see just what a monster he is currently. With fresh parts. I would assume he took every penalty then, since he's in the back of the grid. He basically did, yeah. Engine, ERS, gearbox during practice. Paris, still looking good too. Pit window entered. Norris and Rick both running damaged gear. Sainz running damaged gear. Engine, sorry. Hamilton and Russell both running damaged. Tsunoda and Stroll both running damaged. Bell running a faulty engine. Faulty energy for show.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Pushing with overfuel because they're not locking up. Yeah, that works. Verstappen is right behind Gio, so yeah, I think we're just gonna go balance and see if Gio can hold on here for DL life, but I don't think it's happening. He is getting closer to his pit window. Yeah, I'm just gonna allow Magnussen to push for now. Not much else I can do. Could also be because of the sponsorships. One of them lowers control.
Is that a lock lockup.
Alonso pitting. Guess we should have Gio push then and just try and counter him. It's gonna be difficult though, no matter what we do. Get him out of the medium. Expect to come out 18th, so we're gonna be a bit rough. Most cars might pit around here though, like the soft runners. We'll see if we can make something out of it. And we're actually kind of pulling Verstappen along with us for this, so it could bite us in the butt, for sure. I believe 10 is the lowest amount, and 1 driver. So it'll be about half your races. You'll have less control, but again, you can't pick it yourself, which is annoying. Some tracks require more control than others, I would assume. Just barely get out ahead of Schumacher. The danger. Did not beat Alonso though, which is going to be a bit painful. We're going to push a little bit of fuel here. Could also just be bad luck. I've had seasons where my drivers would constantly crash into each other's. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. See, Magnussen pitting around lap 26. Still looking good. I think we can just leave Gio to be right now. He has Alonso and Rick, and then a bit of fresh air in front of him. Could also be track-based, honestly, when it comes to the push. Because I had 2 really bad Austrians in a row in this save. So, yeah, and it would be one of those things that would be interesting to look into. If more tracks have more incidents than other. Okay, so Verstappen is now up into the podium slot. Is he catching Magnussen? He is, by 6/10 a lap. 10 laps would it take to catch up here. That is a bit scary. Here though, catching up to Rick. Could be an easy pass with DRS. Gets a couple of people on the pit straight too. That are pitting. And Gio has made it by. Again, we're just saving some fuel. I think we're just going to push the fuel for the entire stint here for Magnussen. Try and get as much of a breathing space to the cars behind as we can before we do this first pit stop. The 10 control stats, it's not that they lose 10 stats control stats, it's that for 10 races each season they'll be losing control stats. It doesn't actually tell you how many. Had a crash on track. Is this a good pit stop opportunity here for Magnussen, maybe? Let's see, where is he? He's here. So it is a yellow. Who is it that has crashed? Probably not a safety car then. But I think this is a good opportunity to pit even so. We do pit onto the second set of mediums. Where do we come out? 7th. Where would that place us? Ahead of Alonso and Gio? Behind Bottas? I think it's safe to pit here. I just hope I've done it early enough with the yellow. I have not. So we'll go full on attack a lap. Russell is pitting. Should be able to beat him out, I think.
We've had a crash.
Russell has actually crashed.
Now, just watch the Mercedes here.
Generally just due to growth modifiers. And it's also a way to try and make the reserve driver grow.
And that's the lockup.
Since they're kind of limited in that regard.
There. Watch this. We're looking at
You're only allowed to use them in one practice.
And there's the lockup.
If you're able to use them in more practices, for instance, sim rigs and things like that, it would be better. I don't know, Kieran, honestly. I haven't looked into it, so I have no idea why. See, Magnussen here now. Pitting. Gonna come out behind Sainz. Not bad. Not the worst pit stop. Wish I had a bit more free air, but we did beat Bottas out. Gonna go balancing on fuel. Trying to use DRS to get by. Cars in front, old mediums, shouldn't be too much of a hassle, I think. We'll see exactly, though, how that plays out. Battle with a spin. He has been having a bad time so far this save. Should be getting science here. Maybe even catching up to Hamilton. I'm thinking we just give him the overtake. We have loads of energy.
Haas with an overtake.
And then we can deploy a little bit more. See if we can gain a little bit of a gap here. Chase down the Ver. That fastest lap, which is good. Yeah, the multipliers. Theo is catching down to... Well, catching up to Alonso, though. Good. We'll see if we can actually get a good position here. Basically, yeah. But you also have the simulator that give passive experience. I believe that also is scaled based on your growth multiplier. Your drivers get passive experience each week, and again, that's also something a sponsorship can limit for your 1 or 2 drivers, depending on if you have it or not. And it can be kind of rough. Verstappen has pitted. He's come out 6 seconds behind us. But we are planning another pit stop. Well, Verstappen is definitely going to the end. So it's going to be rough here for Magnussen, honestly. We're basically probably going to be fighting for a podium, I think. Gio is not really catching up to Alonso because Alonso got a little bit of a little bit of help there from Verstappen, but I think we're just gonna burn a bit extra fuel there, see if we can catch up. I would assume your reserve driver just maybe gets more passive points from the race team then. That's your experience, but again, I haven't tested it in depth, so I don't know. But Gio will not be able to close down the gap. He's running 400 slower. We're gonna go balanced. See if Leclerc can pull us along. Magnussen is again losing out to Verstappen, about 4/10, so it's gonna be a rough one, especially for that final soft stint. Potentially just switching him over to hards probably would have been the better idea. But we'll see.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
We'll see if we can make something happen here. Speed things up a little bit. Not much happening right now. Gio did get immediately left behind by the Ferrari, though. Need to get his braking up, get that a little bit more pace. He's running 6/10 slower in terms of lap time compared to the Ferrari. And even slower than some of the cars behind us here. I am a bit surprised to see the Williams car running that much slower. And then we have Magnussen's... Magnussen running a bit wide there, losing out to Verstappen.
Someone's run wide.
Which honestly isn't necessarily a bad thing. We are planning to pit him again. If Verstappen catches up and we manage to stay with him, that's still not too bad. Hi, Sloth. Going okay. We had a DisHAASterclass in Austria. We had a decent showing in France. We'll have to see if we can get another podium here. We might have managed second in France. But it's going to be a bit more rough here. Verstappen has new everything, so he's just flying a rocket ship. He started last. He's now in third, and he's already done his pit stop. We have one more planned. See, yeah, once Verstappen goes by, we're going to slow it down. See if we can stick with him. Have him pull us along, away from Alonso, Leclerc, and the rest of the field. Because he's running about half a second quicker lap times. But this looks like it's going to be rough, honestly, to keep up with. We did get DRS though, that should close the gap down a little bit. But at this pace, we're definitely going to need to burn fuel for as long as we can. Otherwise, we're going to be losing out. Yeah, we're already falling behind Verstappen here. This is gonna be rough to keep up with, honestly. Yeah, no way it's happening.
I think
That's just how much quicker than us the Red Bull is right now. Yeah, we had a friendly guy called Joe who came in and coined the term DisHAASterclass. I can't take credit for that one. Yeah, while we were running with Verstappen, we were gaining about a second on cars behind. Still gaining decent on Alonso, 6/10. We keep this up, we might have some potentially safe pits up here. It is pretty good, yeah. So we have the DisHAASterclass and Masterclass, and so far we've had none. Joe's still here. Nice to see that you're still around. And I hope you've enjoyed. Hopefully we can stay away from any more DisHAASterclasses. I read the thing about the experience, but again, I don't know exactly how it works, which is why I'm gonna have a look into it. I'll have a bit of a look after the race. I know that after the race you can see exactly why they gain experience, but I think you're right there. That just reserve drivers do get extra experience, which would make sense if they don't run 2 practices, the race. So it's probably a way to keep it a bit more balanced. Hey Gio, you are way past your pit window because I was focused on someone else. Let's get you in. Potentially some fresh air too. It's gonna be interesting to see if Gio can actually catch up a bit here. Leclerc, Alonso pitting. Yeah. It would be nice though to just add another one of those update letters where you just see the experience gain for your staff and drivers. Passive experience gain would be nice. Mag up into second now, fighting Verstappen. What happened to Verstappen? I looked away for a second. Did he lock up or something? What happened? Here though, kind of getting punished here a little bit. We're locked up, yeah, okay. Kind of what I expected, honestly. Multiple cars have crashed. Yellow flag so far. Is this going to become a safety car though? Magnussen is basically in a position where we maybe will need to jump it. It is. Bottas is out. Is Bottas going to be moving anytime soon? Looks like the car is good. Just lost front wing. See some pieces flying. Who did he crash with? Did he just crash on his own? Keeping Doan in reserve for now because he gains so much more XP that way. Yeah. 3 laps. Do we want to gamble? Get him in right now? Can drop in just 1 place. So I think we gamble, and if need be, we'll just run him a bit more safely. But yeah, it looks like this isn't going to be a full safety car. And even if it is, I think the drive... Wait. We'll delay the pit stop by a lap. Even if it is, I think Verstappen is... Sorry, Perez is not going to get picked up by a safety car at this point. So let's delay the pit stop by 1, run a little bit aggressive. Well, we can just stick to standard. Yeah. That was a bit too quick. But it's not a full safety car. Bottas is back on track. Let's run aggressive. We'll delay the pit stop by 1 more lap. Oh, never mind.
Let's have a look. Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon.
That's what happened to Bottas. Okay, so he ran into the back of someone.
They crashed out.
Wait, to boost staff XP gain? There is a staff, like, passive experience gain building. I don't know if you built that one. Yeah, we do have quite a bit of a gap there to Russell. So we are gonna be just going aggressive here for a couple of laps. And maybe even just go full attack now. Is it too early though? Let's delay it by one more lap. I'm a bit undecided, sorry. One more lap. There we go. Then we'll pit. Honestly, it would be nice if staff have growth potential. I just think they didn't get it implemented properly. Overtaking back markers, they put us outside of Verstappen DRS, so we will be pitting this lap. Gio, doing good. He's back up in the points. We'll probably get Gasly. It's going to be difficult to get Alonso and Sainz, though. I think. Magnussen is pitting. And should comfortably come out ahead of Leclerc. And we can't really complain too much about a podium. The Red Bulls are just that dominant right now, honestly. Basically hiring someone to teach them, yeah. Send them to school would be nice. 200 XP per week takes so long for development. Yeah, it does, honestly. But I think it's just how they decide to balance it, because your staff can potentially get pretty ancient. Let's see now if this actually gives us potential lap times here. 15 laps, we need to gain a second. I don't think that's happening, but we can hope. But this did give us like a safe pit window. Well, we need more than that. We need 22 seconds, so even more. We are gaining 1.5 that, so still lacking a little bit. Multiple cars have crashed though. Is this the safety car we've been waiting for? Mick, you've done it. Good work, me boy. We're not going to pit Gio, it's just not safe. Same for pit crews. Have drills like something? Yeah. Another facility would be nice too. Again, it'd just be better if you had more options for how you want to play things. Yeah, the fact that we have a safety car here right after pitting, and we had a safe pit stop, is kind of nuts. We'll see if they pit the hard runners to actually pit here.
Now, just watch the Mercedes here.
Are the Merc going to take each other out? Oh no.
That's the contact there. Oh, there's chaos on the track.
Hamilton out, Russell with damage. Gio's going to get some free position set potentially. Look like Alonso are going to be dangerous though. Russell has damage to tires. Probably going to pit. Verstappen and Perez did not pit. They are both on old hards now. Looking good. Yeah, pit crew needs a way to boost them. Honestly, I feel like should be more like Motorsport Manager, where you can actually just hire a good pit crew. Yeah, it would be nice if you had a bit more influence over that. There's so many lapped cars though in this little gap here. Gio has still not caught up to the safety car. Russell did not pit, did he? He did pit, okay. ERS has been fully charged for Gio. Lapped cars may now overtake. Honestly, it's the thing is, I've gotten used to these graphics. I like them so much. It's a way more in-depth though than this game, and it has mod support. So if you don't care for graphics and just want gameplay, depth, things like that, is probably worth. But I just prefer F1 Manager right now, honestly, just for the graphics mainly. It does show it, but it shows it from this perspective that I'm on right now. You'll never get anything better than this, basically. Yeah. It is really fun. like Motorsport Manager, but they've gone away from the PC version and focused more on a like phone version. So it's a race. It's actually a pretty good phone game too. Yeah. I've just gotten a bit too spoiled there with the new graphics, honestly. For that though, when I had a motorsport itch, it was Motorsport Manager I played. They also don't have a license, so you need to like download a if you want real world names, you're gonna have to download patches. Well, not patches, workshop mods. But it's a good thing. Like, it's good. If it's on sale, I'd definitely pick it up, and even not, you can pick it up and have a look, see if it's your kettle of fish, something you'd like. I think we're just gonna go directly for the overtake here and try and run away, kind of like Baku. And do the same here for Geo. We'll wait with putting it into overtake. Yeah, we have old hards from Paris and Verstappen. Russell and Freshoffs behind us.
Copy that.
This could be interesting. And unfortunately, it was actually a Mercer crash. I did not expect that. Gonna give it overtake here virtually immediately for both cars. Gio is already getting signs, which is what we like to see. Can he stick it in though? Well, stick it out more like it. Keep it there. If we're getting there here, then we might get Paris pretty soon too, which would be amazing. Magnus is actually pretty good on the starts and the restarts, I've noted.
Okay, nice work.
Yeah.
An overtake there.
Honestly though, I think in terms of depth and complexity, if the creators of Motorsport Manager weren't so focused on their phone game, they wouldn't have been a bad choice for the license. Now we disappear.
Yeah, copy.
Hopefully. Run away.
Well done, Kev.
See if Gio can make some moves too, maybe?
Haas with an overtake.
Magnussen overtakes Perez. Very nice. Starts and restarts adaptability. I'm honestly unsure. I don't remember every tooltip. Don't jinx it. Magnussen does love jinxing stuff, though. You might have just killed it. F1 Clash? I might have to have a look at that, honestly. I haven't heard about it. But yeah, Magnussen had 2 good starts, so he starts second row, and like within the first couple of corners, he's first place. So he's been doing pretty well there. We still have a lot of energy, so we can actually deploy some more. Gio kinda stuck right now, but not really using energy either, so I'd say we're good. Clash. Basically Fortnite with F1 drivers. I want an animation of that, like a battle royale. Formula 1, but it's a battle royale. What's that? What's the car game called where you can, like, with where the goal is to crash it? Wreckfest. That's what I'm thinking of. I want to see F1, but Wreckfest animated. Reaction, yeah, is probably for starts and correct. F1 Clash used to be called F1 Manager?
DRS enabled.
Okay. Ah, so it's another pay-to-win mobile game. That would be Mick's Playground? Yeah, if you had F1 Wreckfest, you'd basically have Mick as world champ, no problem. But yeah, we're kind of struggling here. The cars in front have better tires than us. Another car has spun, luckily not a safety car. But Magnussen is kind of running ahead out front,
Yellow ahead.
which is what we like to see. Ocon had a spin. Didn't fall that far behind, which is good for Ocon. But yeah, the DRS trainer is going to be a bit hard to contend with. But Leclerc overtaking Verstappen is amazing for us. When is he going to send it? Go on, Gio. Be a hero. Because if Gio gets Verstappen in it too now, we're gonna catch up so many points, it's gonna be amazing. Breakfast is just F1 open lobbies.
Yeah, good job.
F1 open lobbies with damage though.
Is that
It's always
new
a
race position
frustrating
for
time.
Haas?
F1 but breakfast? Like Euro GP be like? Wait, that's me. We have used a little bit too much energy here for Geo. I had a little bit too much fun with my imagination. But Geo has made it possible on so. We have 7 laps to go. We managed to save up some energy. We might just be able to get Verstappen at least, and if we get Verstappen, I'm going to be very, very happy. Because again, both Perez and Verstappen are basically on fresh Red Bull engines, which means that their cars are super quick. And that is a bit frustrating to deal with. I'm going to tune Magnussen down a little bit here. Basically so that we don't have, you know, weird accidents, hopefully. Flash is still licensed. Honestly, I think the reason why F1 decided to make a PC game is because they saw that the mobile game was probably doing well, or okay. They wanted to license a proper game as well. Driving the tracks backwards though does sound like a bit of a challenge. How are we low fuel remain? I love Ganon popped up there with just like low fuel remaining. Warning. And we're running 600 grams more than we need to. Yeah, if we want to get Verstappen, we're probably gonna have to save a bit of energy here. Leclerc, I gotten both of them now. So if we regain energy for a couple of laps, then we might be able to make something work. I would assume F1 Clash to be multiplayer with that name, yeah. I've seen some of the like streamer footage from Formula 1 drivers. Mostly just Albon being upset at, I think it was George. Well, not really upset, more like slightly annoyed.
Charge off. Copy.
6 laps. Can we get into position to make a move? Oh, Leclerc. Charles.
Good job.
Let's take a look at the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Yeah.
They've locked up, but that could have been much worse.
Love that everyone has just seen those clips too.
Haas with an overtake.
I'm stupid, yes.
6 laps remaining.
Let's gamble here. Give him a bit of an overtake. Yeah. Kind of get... I need him to get Paris. Like, I need him to be second in the train. If he's second in the train, he can make moves. Yeah. Red Bull and Red Bull takeout would be amazing, just for the points, but I don't see that happening. What I'm scared about here is actually Verstappen pulling away from Perez. Because the best thing here would be, again, Magnussen to gain a ton of points on Verstappen. But I needed Leclerc to be alive for that, kinda. Since Leclerc pulled Leclerc, it's gonna be difficult. Well, we shall see.
5 laps remaining.
Did use a bit too much energy though, so this is gonna hurt. Oh, I better run wide on the Red Bulls.
That sounds like someone's
Albon.
gone wide there.
Oh wow, Russell just snuck up on the inside. Yeah. The energy loss is gonna hurt there. Hopefully Russell can actually cause some problems for Verstappen.
It's a race position.
I think we are gonna have to just charge for the last 2-3 laps.
Charge on.
Copy.
A second gap is not beatable, but it's steadily growing. That's the thing. So don't really need to push anymore. Just need to play it safe. Should I tell the man to just stay off the curbs? Maybe. Latifi, he is... I don't remember. I believe he is a reserve somewhere though, so he isn't gone. Could be that Russell, seeing that he was one of the Mercs that crashed out, is here to finish the job. We shall see. Probably karting.
Laps remaining.
I don't know, where did Latifi go this year? Like, what is he actually up to nowadays? Russell and Perez are fighting. Potential for us. Russell did get Perez. Honestly, if Russell gets Verstappen and we somehow pull a rabbit out of the hat and Gio go up a couple of positions too, that would be amazing. We're eating Nutella. Hey, if I was rich and could go from Formula 1 to sitting and just enjoying Nutella, I'd be happy too. Oh, speaking about terrorizing people in online lobbies, didn't mHAASterclass, argue Nathan, do some sim racing too?
Copy.
Let's see if we can actually make something
3
happen.
laps remaining.
His dad is rich, yeah. Him and Mick to spin practice. For some reason, when you said that, I was just imagining them taking ballerina classes. Joe. I don't know why. It is cursed. Why did we not get DRS? That sucks. Yeah, we're gonna have to go a bit aggressive on the tires.
Okay, good job. Now pick up your pace.
Copy.
Thing is, if Gio wasn't, again, 410 slower than Magnussen just by default, we'd probably be in a lot better position. Which is unfortunate. Steal Mick from Merc? Yeah. Tiffy would raid on a drift car. See if you can retain DRS now, because we're gonna just go aggressive to the end. We need one good DRS zone to catch up, and then one more. So let's see if we deploy a little bit of ERS. That can give us that little kick we need to get into DRS.
2 laps remaining.
Russell up to second though is actually helping us. That's the thing. That does actually benefit us. Mag P1, indeed. Magnus has some good races, except for Austria. Why is Gio not getting DRS? I'm sad. Two laps to go. Would the tires survive full of tank? Probably not. Maybe. That's our only bet, though.
We'll catch these guys.
Yeah, copy.
Second this 6 down to 0, we're gonna turn it off. Because we are close to Red Bulls now, and if Russell manages to pull out another 10th here, it's gonna be amazing. Tires moderately hot, that is a problem. But Gio is getting closer now to the dream.
Try to do some lifting coast.
The drivers will still use ERS while charging, they just won't use as much.
Starting final lap.
That's the thing. He pulled out enough time. I was a bit early to pull out here. Give him the overtake here for the entire lap. See if we can make something happen. Magnus though, 11 seconds up ahead. Pretty good. That was a pretty blessed safety car, I'll be honest. Now, Gio, I need you to overtake one of the Red Bulls. And that will make me very, very happy for you.
We will go to high fuel now.
Copy.
Looks like this is going to be a bit too difficult, maybe. Yeah, I don't really have energy either. If we had a little bit more energy here, then maybe.
Checkered flag.
Magnussen did win, though. Didn't jinx it, Esther, luckily.
You did an awesome job.
And Magnussen
And
takes home the win.
5th place for Gio is acceptable.
Checkered flag.
It's not really a masterclass, but it's close enough. 400s behind Paris. If we hadn't dropped out of... I didn't toggle it, so I don't think so. If we hadn't dropped out of DRS, I think we would have had a much better chance. But yeah, the sauce at the end really played the role for us. 17.6 versus some 18.9s, I believe. That was good. It was a mHAASterclass though? Yeah. You guys are on fire with the puns today, eh? Yeah, Giovinazzi 5th is still a pretty good finish for him, honestly. Verstappen, though, making up 17 places. Kind of nutty. And he probably would have won the race if it wasn't for the safety car. So yeah, the MVP of this race, safety car. Honorable mentions, Magnussen. George Russell 2, honorable mentions. He saved, helped us out here. Gained a few more points on Verstappen. Alonso 6th, Leclerc 7th, Ferrari 11th. Sainz 11th, Ferrari's just falling apart. Ocon 9th, Gasly 8th. Norris, McLaren in the points again. They're fairly regularly one car in the points, but again, the Ferraris are just kind of falling apart. The Alpine growing nicely at this stage. And in terms of Driver Championship now, 13 points behind Verstappen, Magnussen. Giovinazzi moves up to 9th, point behind Alonso. Bottas losing out 2 places. I do owe it to a Merc and... No, I owe it to both Mercs, honestly. Because the Mercs made the safety car. Hamilton hit the back of Russell, hilariously enough. And Russell made it back up to 2nd. I believe. I don't remember what happened in the Aston, though, this race. Like last race, it was an Aston safety car. That is correct. The last race it was Aston, this race it was Merc. Who will create the safety car next race? We're up into 2nd now, though, ahead of Ferrari. Gained a bit on the Red Bulls. Can we make it up there by the end of the season? We don't really have any more developments coming in. That's going to be interesting. Oh, yeah, probably. It should be. You are correct. I didn't even think about it from that perspective. Let's see. Exceptional race, exceptional race. Love that they just didn't get 100% race completion. Neither of them. But yeah, I'm hoping we can, again, if we get Gio up decently this time, it would be good. Gio didn't reach Q3, that's why we lost out on a bonus. Gio 2 had a good race, seeing that he started in 11th. Mid-season board review. I said we're doing well. They won 4th or 2nd. We have beat our long-term objective for 2027, the 100-race plan. We have beaten that. So a big quick look here. Cornering is basically just how quickly they can move through corners. It actually also reduces the chance of running wide and spinning. So cornering does have an effect on accidents, braking, also apparently has an effect, running wide or causing racing incidents. Accelerate out of corners, pull away faster when light go out at the start of a race. Actions does have a point. Control. Reduce the likelihood of calling lockup spins, crashes, or running wide. So, cornering, braking, control, adaptability, basically just for wet weather, overtaking. Apparently also has something to do if you have high overtaking, it's less chance of you crashing. So cornering, braking, control for the stats. Magnussen has lower control, which I would assume has an effect on Austria. Interestingly enough. But yeah, we're putting it into cornering here. Accuracy. Reduce the chance of driver losing time or the car taking damage. So it doesn't reduce the chance of running wide or spinning, but I would assume it lessens the chance of them taking damage from it. So it doesn't help with that. It doesn't help with the act itself, but it reduces the cost by less chance of getting damage. Because I've had cars get damaged underfloors from just running wide, which sucks massively. Factory in poor condition. Don't think we need to do anything about it. Yeah, so there are some stats that actually has an effect. Would be nice to know how big of an effect they have. We do have 2 points here for Rogovic, put them in braking. Giovinazzi, how far are you away on race basically? But we have some of brake, so maybe. Resta got a point, goes straight into the underfloor. Melvin does not, neither does the race engineers. Our pick is looking horrible. As you can see, 39 on tire changes, 60 is maximum, so we don't have the best one. Time loss. That would actually make it a bit interesting then. Could be. Yeah. Where did I really get time loss? Yeah, looks like the stats might be a bit more nuanced than I thought. That is okay. We have 25 days for the next race. We'll have a rear wing by then. Oh, okay. Then I read it a little bit too quick. Skimmed over that. This reduces the chance of driver losing time or the car taking damage from running wide while racing. So yeah, that could infer that losing time while running wide. That this lessens them time, but again, Magnussen did lose 10 positions in Austria with several 3 second gaps, which made me a bit infuriated. Cover over development points. Experience gain last week, 134. 132, that matches. Rogovic gained 706, which is a lot more. So yeah, I would assume the reserve drivers get extra passive experience. For sure. Yeah, I know. I know, Raz, like the stopping. I think it's probably just the game struggling to find a safe window to rejoin in. Front wing manufactured, helipad in poor condition. We do want to refurbish that. Makes us money. Yeah, reserve drivers grow fastest. Chassis design completed. How are we looking on the next 13 days? Okay. So with that, let's make the quickest part we can make, which I believe is actually the suspension. And we shall do brake cooling only. Like so. And then we'll make a proper part with ATR. So the order will be a bit wrong, but we'll have made as many parts as we're allowed to. Well, proper parts. Just send it. Yeah. Should be okay. Before we continue, though, I do need to manufacture the new chassis, which will give us a slight increase in top speed compared to our competitors. So not a huge upgrade, and just proves that the thing that you really shouldn't be putting your time into, for any reason really, is the chassis in ATR and wind tunnel. How many iterations of the big three? We're just making 2 a season. Already made them, honestly. So we're doing a front wing design project right now, but that is purely for cooling. That's the only like restriction. I'm not allowed to do research. So to kind of make up for that, we are designing cooling paths after we made 2. So if we have a quick look in the warehouse here, we have 2 chassis made. Means that this is the final edition. Same for the front wing. We made 2. Won't be making any new ones for competitive purposes. Same with the rear wing here. We're going to be slapping that on the car for the next race. Sideboards 2, underfloor, suspension. So we're lacking 1 suspension more that we can make proper, which we're waiting for next ATR period to do. Yeah, we do have a new rear wing, so we might as well slap that on the car. Gonna help give us a slight increase, but again, this is against our teammates, so it doesn't matter. A little bit DRS top speed, and again, these stats are both against our teammates, I believe. No, it's actually against a different team because, well, this car won. So let's put them on, both cars. And that does give us a slight boost, which is nice. We'll also get the chassis on. And we'll see then how we stack up against the others. But yeah, it's just 3 iterations of every piece. With the exception that when I'm done, because of the no research clause, I can focus cooling. Which just buffed me slightly towards the next season. But it's very, very slight. So I have decided to allow it. Top 6, 1 driver, 2, 3, both drivers, kind of a gamble, but seeing that this is Belgium, top speed is king, I believe. I think it's a fine gamble. Thinking we power through this one. Then I'm probably gonna have to call it a night. But it has been fun. We had 1 DisHAASterclass, 2 decent races, podium and wins. I can't be too sad. Honestly, forcing like a bonuses like that could be a way to nerf yourself pretty harshly. I can't allow myself to win. It would bankrupt me. I think that would be a fun enough though. Like every race win is just a 5 million bonus. It would be easy like if you had lower facilities, but the higher the facilities go, the more difficult that one is going to be. It would actually be sort of balancing to some degree. Which could be fun. It could also be really, really rough if you're unlucky. And win a few more than you're supposed to, then the board just fires you for winning too hard. That would be an interesting way to get fired though. Imagine you got fired because you're paying out too many bonuses. Well, to be fair, that would actually be a good reason to fire you. I can't even joke about that. That would be kind of realistic in this day and age. So since Rogovic for Jesus does work, we're just gonna stick with it. Just double checking paths are in order. Yeah, we're good. I do not wish to manage practice. That is my mistake. Bonuses will now be... What? Who did that ERL? They gave a bonus per point. Raikkonen. I believe Lotus gave Raikkonen like a contract that stated he would get paid out 50k per point. And like he just kept on winning to the point where they were just like, we can't pay this. We done goofed. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Raikkonen. Hello, Kishan. Looking for a new challenge as well. So, maybe yourself and the others' comments. Does anyone have any ideas? The thing I'm doing right now is actually kind of challenging to some degree. Playing Haas, have a bunch of limitations to make things more interesting. We have probably the 4th best car at the moment. Maybe the 3rd, depending how you look at it. And you can find the restrictions in the description. So it does make it more challenging for sure. Other than that, you can use the save file repackager to make things a bit more random. I don't have a link right now, but if you just search that on Reddit, you should be able to find it. Race bonus go towards cost cap, yeah. It's funny that Raikkonen was a bit too good at his job.
Our race weekend.
Okay, Ed, so hope you enjoy your food. I'm glad you've enjoyed. Nice to have you around. I hope your food is delicious. Because I'm gonna be very soon going to do the same thing once we finish this race. And then I'm gonna go to bed. Just work in the morning. But yeah, we'll get the Belgian Grand Prix done before I do that. Both in practice. Well, you do have an engine that is probably going to explode at any given second. And I forgot about the chassis, because I am silly like that. So we're going to slap it on. We're probably going to suffer a bit from it. Let's hope they don't crash. And at this rate, Magnussen might actually need another engine. We might have to take penalties somewhere. Which, I don't know where. Singapore? Safety cars? I don't think that will work too well. But we'll see exactly where we end up taking the ouchies. But yeah, we did forget about the chassis. But again, it's a very, very minor upgrade. And we really need the high-speed cornering to get buffed soon. The ultimate gamma with a Zero engine, yeah. Again, I just feel like engines should... Like, running a Zero engine does have other consequences if it explodes. It's not just the... Yeah, we need high-speed cornering next season to focus on for sure. It's not only the engine that takes damage, but like... We've seen engines explode in Formula 1. Signs... well, when I say explode, I basically mean mainly Ferrari engines. And they do cause some other damage too when they do...
Ready to check, Kev?
When they do violently brake. So... Again, probably a bit too much ask in terms of complexity, but it would be nice if having an actual malfunction could cause some damage to other parts. We'll see what we stack up at the end of this quali. Yeah, that's the thing. Got Albon, did not get Tsunoda. Oh, that is a roadblock and a half for Magnussen. Oh yeah. Again, Gio is on a 115 track, about 4 tenths behind. We got beaten by Vettel. We're gonna have to do another run. Yeah, so I'd like just to see a bit more consequences, basically, from your engine going bye-bye. We should be through Q1, even if we run on the same tire for the second run. This year's top 5 drivers and top 3 constructors. Honestly, as it currently standing, Verstappen is probably going to win. Perez is. Either they kind of come second or fight for third alongside Alonso, if reliability is good. So yeah, I think Red Bull are going to win. They're just kind of that dominant. They are kind of looking like they are tuning down their car. And second place is going to be, I think, a fight between Merc and Aston. I don't know which one is going to win yet. Stroll actually ran out of fuel. It's kind of a harder one to guess, personally. But I think Ferrari is going to be 4th, and then maybe Alpine 5th? I'm a bit unsure. So, we'll have to see. The thing that also going to be a bit interesting to watch is if Stroll can take a top 5 position in the drivers. Because Alonso's just been consistency so far. But yeah, I think unless something special happens, Verstappen is probably going to win it. Perez is probably going to be fighting Alonso for second. And we'll probably see Maybe even some of the one of the Merc drives, Russell Hamilton fighting like Alonso, and maybe even Perez for third, fifth, fourth, and fifth. Yeah, it'll depend on if Stroll can extract the same kind of performance from the car. Gio got actually out in Q1. That's painful. That's my bad though. I should have just slapped it onto a new set of tires. But yeah, I think it's gonna depend a lot on just reliability. And in Stroll's case, if he's going to be able to pull the maximum out of the car.
Radio's good.
But for me right now, Ferrari is kind of looking like a rough 4. They usually don't have super good development mid-season, which is my concern. If they change that around though, they might be able to challenge. And as long as Aston keeps up doing what Aston has done, they've had an amazing turnaround, really. But yeah, currently I really enjoy watching Alonso too. So that's why I'm wishing him well. His radios so far this season have been amazing. I am very sad that we got Gio eliminated already. That is on me though. Do we think Magnussen is safe here? Perez will probably improve. Sainz will probably improve. You know, since the Rebels have fresh tires, sorry, not fresh tires, fresh engines, we're gonna gamble on being safe here, and if we're not safe, we're taking the penalties here. Yeah, I agree. I think it's between Aston and Merc for P2 constructors. I do have another set of softs, but I prefer to have 2 sets for the race. It gives me freedom and strategy. Ooh, Perez is gonna get Mag. Oh, just barely that Perez made it out there. Magnussen's safe. Means Sainz 15th. That gotta be bad. Welcome back, Karen. Hope you're feeling better. I had a question on
Radio check, Kevin.
who would be the top 5 drivers and top 3 in constructors this season. Sainz engine blue? Yeah. Get around that fuel, maybe. And these don't really blow up in this game, Kishan, unfortunately. I have yet to see that happen. But yeah. Basically, Red Bull is kind of unbeatable. Would require a lot from Paris to beat Verstappen. But Merc and Aston fight for 2nd and 3rd is going to be pretty good. It's going to be interesting to see if Ferrari can step up from 4th and challenge them. I do see Ferrari currently as 4th, but they could always, you know, impress us. Show us wrong. But it's just impression people, also the impression I've been getting in the last couple of years, that if you give them the opportunity to screw up, they might screw it up. Aston has a really quick car this year. Like, they have scored 3 podiums in a row. They are doing very, very well. The only thing that's going to be kind of with Aston, though, is Stroll. Like, is it going to step up to the car and fight for podiums alongside Alonso? Yeah, we're talking about you. You're right. The thing is, Ferrari's only depressed, not impressed, yeah. Was it Ferrari that said they had found, like, a 2nd in the wind tunnel? Or something like that? I don't remember. I'm not denying Ferrari drivers or the potential. It's just that Ferrari strategy is a meme for a reason. And Ferrari reliability is also, I think, to be concerned about. Honestly. Although, to be fair, the Merc engine did blow up in
It's time for the final touches.
Australia. No, Kieran. Before the season began, Ferrari was saying that, oh, we found a second compared to last year's car, and when they came on track, it showed that it wasn't even close to that. They should look again. They seem to have dropped again. Yeah, that's the thing though. Like your wind tunnel does not necessarily is a perfect condition. That doesn't really show the reality, so to speak. Let's see. Yeah, reports, pre-race, effective strategies, 1 stops from everyone. Offset the grid pretty quickly for hundredths a lap, which means again they'll just be quicker than the soft mediums for about 5 laps. 10 laps does seem reasonable from that regard. Medium to hard here is going to be the best strat you're seeing at the degradation. So we're going to be lazy and follow that strat. Once again, just 1 lap of extra fuel. It's all we're allowed to do. Overtake. And push. Charles did pip Perez for P2, yeah. Honestly, Joe, if you, I wish Ferrari would do well. Honestly, with how quick the Red Bull is right now, I'd love to see a 3-way fight between, well, currently Aston, Merc, and Ferrari for 2nd place. I feel like it would be more entertaining because you'd basically be seeing Verstappen for a lap at the beginning of the race, and then for another lap at the end of the race. At that point, and you just have a lot of fighting between those two in the middle. It would be a lot of fun. But I wish Ferrari would do well too, honestly. Mostly just for the entertainment. So Gio is starting 15th. Because we messed up the quality. We do have engines. We have... Unless he crashes, I should have more than enough pass for him, so there's no reason to take a penalty. And I think the same here for Magnussen. I think we'll stick with the 78 engine. For a while more, it should be okay. Let's get into the race.
The drivers have now taken... You can hear the excitement in the crowd here at the Belgian Grand Prix.
They did good look in Australia, which is just the thing. It seems like they've kind of figured things out. Not a good start from Magnussen this time. Perez on softs, Alonso, Ocon on softs. They're gonna struggle. They already, particularly Perez, already on older softs. They'll run 3 laps. So he won't have a lot more speed than the rest of us. Gio's still where he started. (2026), who do I see driving for Ferrari? Honestly, Leclerc, if Ferrari pulls himself together, is probably going to be there for most of his career. As long as he doesn't drop off. I don't know if Ferrari pride can take the fact that Sainz is questioning their calls, though. Like ignoring strategy and things like that. So... We'll see how that plays out. But I think Charles will be there and Sainz will be a bit more uncertain. Leclerc might leave if Ferrari don't become better, but even then, even with the Ferrari struggling, I see Leclerc still there. I'm not for anyone, but I'm against Mark. Biggest crash Max 23, Verstappen Norris. You need to find the brakes. Did you not install them? I think Schwartzman is the reserve, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. But again, Ferrari is kind of a team that generally has a... How should I word this respectfully? A culture where you don't... you do what you're told, more like it. I don't know how to describe it properly, honestly. Probably doing a bad job of it. And I might even have misunderstood how Ferrari works. But generally, they have their own way of doing things, and it might not be the best way. Leclerc for Schwartzman. How old is Schwartzman currently? That's the thing. Used to be ruthless, yeah. Why does it look like it's about to start raining? I think we can speed things up at this point. We're not, unfortunately, not really getting any moves made from neither Gio or Magnussen. It's gonna be kind of a rough half to the season now, I think, without the big tree development. 22, okay, that isn't that old.
DRS enabled, DRS enabled.
23. Could be worse, could download the W Series driver mod. Yeah. I think it'll depend though, like, I don't pay too much attention to, like, talents, up-and-coming talents. But if some amazing talent comes up, Ferrari might just snatch him. Well, any team might snatch him. The only team that doesn't like talents currently is Alpine. Maybe. What I'm looking a bit more interested in is Perez and his contract. How long is he going to stay in Red Bull? And when he leaves, if he leaves or retires, who's gonna be pulled in to take up that spot? Again, I don't follow F3 too closely, so I don't know. When I had more time on my hands, I was watching like F2, sometimes F3, but life has been kind of busy the last few years, so I haven't followed it too much. Paris and Red Bull forever? That's what you'd like to hope, but it's gonna be difficult, I think. We're already struggling here. Kinda just to keep up. Belgium not our track, Belgium Red Bull track. Arthur Leclerc? If Leclerc does, like the bigger Leclerc, does like a deal for his soul, maybe? But, I haven't seen anything, you know, massive from him. Oh, Leclerc. Speaking of Leclerc.
Sounds like a spin. We can take a look.
I thought he
now.
found a wall, but it was
Okay,
just a
here's
spin.
the Ferrari. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Just a spin, yet he's last, unfortunately. Gio up into 12th, behind Sainz. Well, he needs to hunt him down. There's a gap there. Yeah. Shot in the dark, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of rough to say. It's limited seats and a lot of talent around. Just a pre-victory spin. He's gonna outdo Verstappen. It did get past his lap though, so we'll see what he can pull off here. And again, the background music right now just reminds me so much of RimWorld. Kind of makes me want to play it. But I just don't have time for that. So it'll have to be some other time. I think we can safely speed things up here. We have kind of a lull in the action. Gio is also struggling to catch up with Sainz and the cars in front generally. Alonso pitted. I guess Perez will pit soon too then. You'd watch RimWorld for sure. It's been ages since I played it, but I believe it has some interesting new DLC, so I might have to have a look at it. It used to be a lot of fun. Particularly just setting up kill boxes. And then the mechs would just drop into your house, so it didn't matter. But yeah, I think we're looking good in this race, so Gio's up to 11th. Tsunoda with a spin. Leclerc did get a position there. We'll have to see how quickly he makes it back up. 4 pitters. I assume they go on the hards. Yeah. They will be on the hards until the end of the race. But as you can see, there's 13 laps in and 14 laps. Verstappen has already pulled 7 seconds. So he's running half a second quicker than us. For sure. Well, that last one, he was running about equal. But even then, it's just amazing how quick he is in comparison. Any free mods about to update current teams? I think someone has already released like a 23 mod. But I don't remember where. I think it might be linked in Discord. Oh, Magnussen, why? You have high aggression, why would you back out of that? With the ideology update, I slow more roleplay? Yeah. For sure, I look on the clock, yeah. Well, there is a lot of younger up-and-coming drivers. I think if Piastri can do well, more teams might take a risk on them, rather than going for older drivers. Although you can't really blame them for going with what they know rather than what they don't know. Hulk has been doing good in Haas. Okay, I don't think we can jump Verstappen in no matter what we do. It's going to be about jumping the Mercs. But this is so close. If they double pit, we're going to jump one for sure. And I think we're going to tune Giovinazzi a little bit down, save a little bit here. And we'll save about half a kilogram here for Magnussen once we're there. Do a little push for the last couple of laps here before pitting. See if maybe we can make something do. I smashed my new gearbox. That's unfortunate. Yeah. To be fair though, Norris has also been struggling with the McLaren, but I like to see it. It's a bit of a shame that they're doing as badly as they are right now. I would have loved to see a bit better ones.
Kevin, box.
Ivasa train?
Copy, Pops.
I haven't really looked into him. Let's go full attack here for GO2. Rest with the Mercs in your save, to be fair though, that's basically where Ferrari is in my save. Like, one of the teams will fall off. It's just how it happens, because the AI basically do dice rolls. 22 F2 could be a good generation with Pocher, Doohan, Maloney, Bregovic and Sargent, all three. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see Sargent and the Williams a bit later this season, once he gets a little bit more settled. Yeah, can't really mention Sargent without Australia again. I do find it's kind of weird that they only punished Sainz there. They need to be more aggressive with it. If it's going to punish one driver, they need to punish all. And Magnussen is not going to overtake neither Merc driver here. That sucks. Red Bull is slowly falling off. Unfortunately, my say Ferrari is... Sorry, not Ferrari. Red Bull is standing strong. They are not giving an inch. Gio did not come out in a good window, unfortunately. Everyone ahead of him has virtually pitted. Battle is going to be interesting for sure to watch here. 24 laps on the medium. It is doable, don't get me wrong. We'll see what we can make happen here. Give him a bit of an overtake. Mag, on the other hand, I think we're just going to have to deploy. Just to make sure he doesn't get left behind. And Albona there is going to be a bit of a roadblock in the middle. We actually need to quickly overtake here, because as you see, Albon is being the roadblock that is allowing Russell to run away. We can get Hamilton here, get DRS to Russell. That would actually be amazing. That's actually kind of what we did. Gio still looking alright. Bit of a gap with Gasly. Need to hunt him down. Magnussen still kind of in a bad spot here, not within DRS of Russell. Never mind. The monkey paw curls.
Somebody spin out there. Let's take a closer look. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell. And there it is.
Albon and Gasly have 3 years.
Out.
They both leaving their respective teams.
The team are really disappointed.
Gasly, I'm a bit unsure about, honestly, where he would end up. Albon too seems happy at Williams, so Personally, I think Albon might stay, but it'll depend on how William develops again. Like, some other team might try and snatch him up because he is actually doing pretty well. Seems weird to me that the American seems to be the most prepared for the F1 rookie so far. True. I find disappointing that Mick has actually been behaving. Yeah, he hasn't actually done anything this session, has he?
Someone spun out.
Mick has just been nice. Just chilling. Let's see. Honestly, if we get a top 3 finish here, I think we're happy. So we'll see what we do with Hamilton if we save fuel by staying behind him. Because I don't know if they have the faster car. Seeing how close he's running, probably. So let's let Hamilton by, tuning down fuel. And we'll see what we can do. Here we should probably push fuel on. We've probably done it a bit earlier. Give him a bit of an overtake too. So Magnussen can currently just chill where he is. And we'll see if we can get Gio a little bit further up the field. But there are a lot of like older drivers on the grid currently, so we'll see how it develops in the next couple of years. It's unfortunate for a lot of the talents, but be interesting. We haven't had a mHAASterclass because Mick hasn't pulled it out yet. Mick is the pure keeper of that. I'm a bit surprised Hamilton isn't actually capable of overtaking us here. It is a bit of a concern. Gio being connected to 8th, potentially, is quite good. We'll have to see if we can actually make it happen, though. He's currently pretty far back in the DRS train. Magnus and Paris. Magnus is losing out a few hundreds each lap, by the looks of things. Hamilton just not being able to overtake is a bit surprising to me. Yeah, this is one of those tracks where we don't have any chance, particularly with the Red Bull's top speed, acceleration, crash engines. But some of the race after this is going to be a lot more fun. Alpha's going to battle with Red Bull, Ferrari. Hamilton went to Alpha Neo save. Atari going to open up for a young driver? Maybe. Could very well be. Just trying to think about 2 things at once, and that leaves me kind of just umming. Apologies. But yeah, Mag is not catching up to Perez, unfortunately. I don't think we can even like force Hamilton to overtake. He just doesn't want to. He's chilling. Gio kind of struggling. Can't really get the overtakes done. We could try and recharge, but I think Leclerc will just eat us up if we do. That's my biggest concern here. I'm thinking that we recharge 1 more, because we do gain a light amount of ERS each lap. And then we push after the DRS zones on this one. See if we get close to Rick and Vettel. Never mind, Leclerc just overtook us. See if we can get him back. Ah, he's just running away. Can see the read not working out there? Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a
Unfortunately, that might very well be the case.
Who's running wide?
He did have a really good race last year though, and that is probably what gave him, well, that is what gave him his current chance. So it'll be up to him where he can keep it going after this season. He might have to put in a lot more effort, unfortunately for him. Yeah, Leclerc is causing us a little bit of mayhem here. We'll see how that plays out. Magnussen and Hamilton are just fighting, which is honestly fine by me. We're catching up a little bit to Paris due to it. So yeah, current status quo is okay by me. Again, would like to Get closer here to the cars in front. Gonna be a bit difficult. But again, nothing I can really do with it. We are committed to the one stop.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Jesus, man, you lost a lot there suddenly. But Hamilton is closing in on Paris. Slightly. Let's see. Hi, Blasted. How you doing? Welcome to probably the final race of the stream. Seeing that it froze, is this a safety car? Maybe not. 5 laps to go in a safety car would be fun. Vettel, unfortunately.
Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one.
I think unfortunately... Oh, yeah, the classic on this track. I think unfortunately, Razak. Don't worry about it, Blasted. I'm just happy to see you. Late or early, doesn't really matter too much. But we had a couple of fun races. We had another Austria disaster like we had last season. Unfortunately. But we've had two good ones aside from that. This could be a good one too. We'll have to see. Mick has not done any shenanigans. So we'll see if he does now that you're here. And unfortunately it looks like Gio is just being kind of left behind. Fortunately, we do need to get him better braking.
Just moved up a place.
Mag is also kind of getting left behind by Hamilton. So, thinking we do push for the last few laps here just to keep up with him and potentially overtake him. Yeah, Austria has not been lucky for the Haas save. Yeah, Magnus is doing his fair share of work. But, he did not have a good Austria race, let's just put it like that. Shenanigans. Send help. This man is punning me to death. Let's see if we can actually get the overtake done on Hamilton here. We're not catching up to Paris, so getting Hamilton is the best we can hope for. I think we will go aggressive and then full on attack. Stick to neutral, then do deploy on last lap. The pony stream? Yeah. Honestly. I am a big fan of this mHAASterclass though. It's great. Gio, are you gonna be able to do it like this?
We'll catch these guys. Let's catch them.
Copy.
I thought you said Ash catch him there for a second. That's fastest lap too, nice. Oh. He ran wide and slowed down. Is that gonna allow Hamilton to kill him?
They've gone wide. Here's the replay. Now just focus on the Haas. Well, I don't know what they were thinking there. They're completely
Technically, he should give up that place. Just technically.
Keep pushing.
Copy that.
Low push.
Copy.
Oh yeah, I should give Gio the overtake, shouldn't I? Run, Magnussen, run to the hills. Let's go full on deploy for Gio too. Yeah, the Red Bulls are just nigh unbeatable here. Like, Paris is almost half a minute behind Verstappen.
Is that a new race position for Haas? Let's take a look at the replay. Now just focus on the Haas.
Pretty decent. We're just really, really lucky, honestly, that Hamilton did not overtake us there when Magnussen ran wide.
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner.
Okay, so we have about half a minute to go to the finish line.
Checkered flag.
Good one. We got third place. Can be very happy with that, honestly.
Road slow.
Now, will Gio be able to protect his 1 point? Looks like it. And we are gonna be suffering here going forwards because
Checkered flag.
we will have just one more update coming this season. Update, upgrade. And that'll be the suspension. So the restrictions to actually slow down car progress has definitely worked. But I think I might need to change it so that we alternate. And spins on the line. Yeah. Good faster stop though, honestly. Yeah, Rebel 1-2, 4th for Merc. Russell having a bad day with a crash. Well, he had a spin. Did he have a crash? Maybe both. Did continue though. Ferrari having a okay day for once. Both cars on the points. Alpine having a better day, 6th and 8th. And once again, we have a McLaren finishing out the points here. With that driver championship, Leclerc moves up ahead of Russell. Giovinazzi stays where he is. Alonso got more points. And in the Constructor Championship now, we have a bigger gap up to Red Bull. And it's now 22 points between Magnussen and Verstappen. So we'll see how this goes. We do have some interesting races coming up. Sandwood is next. But after that, it's going to be a fun time for everyone involved. Here, getting another breaking point is actually good. And we didn't reach Q3 with both drivers. Gio bumped up in Q1. It's very, very unfortunate. But yeah, this brings us breaking up to 73. Get another 17 points in there. We start looking at something good. And we have one more point for Drugovic, up to 88. Yeah, no, we have a good time. For final season, will you go all out domination? Honestly, the thing is, this is working pretty well so far. Like, this is our car currently. Let's see, compare it to the Red Bull, which is dominating. This is our car currently compared to the Red Bull. We're not super far off from the Red Bull. But I want to see if next season, if we do another one where we alternate, like we allow one CFD CFD wind tunnel for the underfloor, the rear wing, and the front wing, if that will boost us a bit too far. But if alternating back and forth actually is a good pattern, like you're allowed to make 2 pieces for each, 2 iterations of each piece per season. 1 CFD underfloor, you know, 1 CFD for each part. Second season only the 3 small ones, and then third season again 1 CFD for each part. And see if that basically creates some sort of balance, because so far it kind of has. We have a better car than what we started with, but at the same time, we're not dominating the opponents in any way, shape, or form. Braking is probably the most important driver stat, yeah. Honestly. So I'm not going to go for full domination. I'm still going to be testing things, but I will be trying to start with what I've seen so far, probably will trying to start the challenge game with Stroll and Latifi sometime next week. Because I feel like this is a good platform to start on. Again, Latifi and Stroll are probably gonna perform more like let's have a quick look at more like Gio rather than Magnussen. So we'll see. Of course, we'll be developing them over the seasons, and I can imagine probably by season 3, maybe 4, we'd see like Latifi, well, Stroll, Latifi maybe. So I have some considerations, but again, I would just like as much information as possible before I get started, so I don't plan something and then blast through it in two seasons. That could also work, honestly, but I don't know if that would actually be too harsh. That's the thing. If it's on a per season basis, I think rotating the big 3 or even like doing 2 of them could work. Latifi and Stroll's growth rate, I don't think they're great. I don't know actually what they are, but they're probably no better than Giovinazzi's, honestly. Let us see, did we not have pieces coming in? Just quickly checking the car. Chassis is installed for both cars. Front wing is good, rear wing is good. Side pods, underfloor, so yeah. The only thing we're lacking is the suspension that we'll get sometime next stream. Because unfortunately, I will probably have to finish it here. I'll just quickly set up this. We're going to be ambitious, see if we can get Jesus into Q3 next time. And yeah, I will be ending today's stream here. Fortunately, it is not super late, I'll be honest, but I need to get up early tomorrow. Latifi might be 0. If Latifi has a growth rate of 0, I might need to just break all the rules and, you know, maximize the car. Because 90 versus 50 is about 3 seconds. Well, 90 versus 40, 50-ish is about 3 seconds worth of lap time. And if Latifi is, what, 70? It'll still be about second and a half. That's going to be costly, honestly. Yeah, I just want to have a quick look before I run at if we have some new generated drivers, and I don't think there are any yet. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, also for people looking for talents, we have Behrman. Usually doesn't get mentioned much, to be honest. Maloney. Decent choice. Ewan. Rocher. Alga. Not the greatest growth rate, but still okay. Ivasa. Got mentioned. Bestie. I don't know their growth rates, so I can't actually say they're good or not. Sergeant. Yastri. Actually Ferrara sub in my save right now. Someone actually asked where Latifi is. What is Latifi's first name now I think about it? It vanished from my brain. I think like 26? 25? Goals 24. Honestly, I know a better way to check. Let's do it. I am stubborn and will not look at chat and will regret my life. Yeah, looks like Latifi. Nicholas. That's the one, yeah. Nicholas Latifi. Why did I forget that? Currently a free agent, Dave. Yeah, he's a free agent, so he's still around. 28 years old, so be 27 when the game starts. So he will not have the greatest growth rate, for sure. Stroll is 25, 24. So he'll have a little bit better based on age, but I don't think neither of them are going to have great growth rates. But yeah, sorry for the tangent there at the end. Yeah, growth potential not good indeed. Sorry for the tangent. Hope you all enjoyed. It was good to get these races done. And I'm looking forward to see where we actually end up this season. There's 8 races to go, I think. Yes. Math difficult. 8 races to go. I'm a bit unsure if I'm going to stream tomorrow. Time-wise is the problem. So I might not stream tomorrow, but Saturday and Sunday should be doable. So if I don't stream tomorrow, I'm probably going to be doing 2 streams like this one, where we get 4 races done on Saturday and Sunday. Hope you all have a good evening, morning, midday, depending on where you live. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for dropping by.